It's showtime on a Friday, folks. Welcome in, Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. We are live today at the fabulous Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes, our home away from home after 4 great days in Atlanta at SEC Media Days. Right next to that Omni, we're excited to be home. He is Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, back at the studios where I'm going to be honest with you, I've kind of forgotten what he's looked like. So.
Handsome.
There we go. That's
that
it.
Boy, that a boy.
Handsome is a word we need to use in our vernacular vocabulary every single day. Because you say somebody's handsome, you think like Cary Grant, Clark Gable, that figure, that just feeling that you know what they look like. So
what about delicious? Does that work or not?
Whoa,
maybe for somebody who lived in Milwaukee a long time ago. But that is a whole different show. That's after midnight. Let's call it Chase
show.
McCabe after midnight.
No, this is a family
Did you ever
show.
grow up with Art Bell? You know who that name is?
Yeah.
He's based out of Nashville. He had the conspiracy theories back in the 80s and 90s. Fascinating show. And then he moved he was in Nashville for a while, for those who remember. And then he moved to Area 51, and then he just kind of what happened to him after that.
Just kind of what?
So that's kind of disappeared.
Oh, gotcha.
Remember, so Chase McCabe out Park.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for that.
You bet,
we're again. Thanks so much for the SEC Media Days coverage. That was a lot of fun, and Brewhouse South being a part of that. But it's good to be back home in Nashville.
It is.
Here's what's funny. We've done the special schedule this week, and we've been on later at 12 to 3, and Adam and Willie were on before us. My own mother texted me who is this on? Where are you? I'm like, thanks, Mom. But she's listening now.
Well,
so,
good.
hi, Mom.
Yeah. Well, we're back in our regular slot next week from 9 to 11. And that because Wednesday, Chaser McCabe, Titans.
Yep. They report Tuesday. We'll have the press conference with Brian Callahan and hear a whole lot of nothing, which is what most coaches will do.
Yeah. What time is that? Do we know?
I'm sure I have it in my email, but I don't know that off the top of my head.
I'd like to ask the same question I ask every time of the coach. The team you put on the field tomorrow at his press conference on Tuesday, can you win the Super Bowl with that team? And I told the story before from Fisher.
What if he said no?
I would love it.
What if he was like, not this year?
That would be the greatest comment ever in a press conference. He's like, hell, we're lucky we win 2 games. In fact, I've hired a realtor. I don't think I'll be here. That would be so great.
If he said that, I would just stand up and go,
right.
That's the most honest answer.
Yeah.
I could hear Vrabel doing something similar to that of like looking at you like, Joe, it's the first day of training camp. I don't know.
That's been answered. Wisdom said that.
Yeah.
Wisdom says it depends on how they all come together. And I was like, well, that's not an answer. And he moved on to the next question.
1 week we're going to stink, and this guy sucks, and then I suck.
Basically.
Oh, that's
Probably
great,
not.
man. Oh, my. You could run the probably not all day long. But, yeah, they're here on the Tuesday, the press conference. Wednesday, they hit the field, and it starts. Chase and I are talking earlier. I mean, I know there are no games being played, but this is true the last weekend without football talk per se, what you see on the practice field. And then 36 days, don't do the countdown, but 36 days to the start of college football. And after that, I think it's 48 until NFL starts, Thursday night game.
No, we're almost there. And so we'll be broadcasting there Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and then Tuesday, Wednesday of the following week. And only a handful of the live practices this year, but it's gonna be hot. So
yeah, and it's not like, hey, look at us out there. It's just the time they're practicing. And if they went 3 to 6, Jared would be out there, or noon to 2, DVD would be out there. This had me practicing in the morning, and
well, you say that, but
probably
probably not.
Probably not. But they had 2 a days. I mean, I remember 3 at Sarah, 3 a day practices. Those are long gone now. So now it's just the one practice that you get to have, and happens to be during our showtime. That's why we're out there.
I remember there was one time I had gone to they would do the morning practice that would be open, and then they had an afternoon practice, and there was a friend of my dad's or somebody got me in where I could see the afternoon practice, and I just remember Fisher looking over, and it's no cameras.
Right. Hey, Fisher was great though.
He was in practice. He and I talked about that when we were on the Cats trip, and he's like, I mean, it was important for you guys to be there.
Right. He would walk over to us. It would be like me and Brian McKeegan and John Wilson at the time from Channel 4 and say, hey, we're this trick play. Don't run it. If you don't mind, don't run this play or don't show this play. And we wouldn't do it. We would turn the cameras off and around, and he'd come over and thank us and all that. Now it's like, hey, you got 15 minutes, and I don't want to see Tannehill's butt when he's stretching. That's all you get out of there. Then do individual periods and go on. But 15 minutes is better than nothing.
Yeah.
And so you go from a lot of time you have covering practice to none. That's why I love Rick Stockstill at MTSU. The access with Rick Stockstill. You know what he told us one time? I said, Coach, where can we go? He said, anywhere you want to, just don't get hit.
Yep.
It's like, all right, we got this.
My favorite training camp story is we're at Titans, and you remember how they used to have, for those of you listening, you're probably like, I don't care, but they used to have the radio kind of in the back of the end zone on the first field.
Right.
Now we're on the sideline, which is kind of a better view. But they had us in the end zone. And I was out there, I think I was engineering or something, and it was George, Willie, and Floyd were doing the afternoon show, and they had a late practice. So this would have probably been like 2015, something like that. And there was no fence. I mean, we were right there on the field. There was no fence. There was nothing. And so I was kind of standing at the front of the tent, and they were doing red zone. And who would have been the quarterback then?
2015, Mariota.
So it was before that. It was like 14.
Mettenberger.
Yeah, something like that. Because Nate Washington was still there. That's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Throws like a fade right into the corner. Nate catches it, but his momentum he is headed right towards the fence. And in my head, in like half a second, I'm like, I have two choices. I can let him go crash into the former GM of the Titans and George, or I can try and catch it.
Right.
I tried to catch him, and I did. I mean, I literally let bear hug Nate Washington and caught him, and he was like, "Thanks, bro, appreciate it." Because he looked, I was like, "Man, it was either that." And he goes, "I didn't want to go through your table."
Oh my gosh!
Because he would have. I mean, he would have crashed into everything.
Oh, those were fun. The only one I got is Mark Mariani. Dave Ragone was the wide receiver coach, left-handed guy, quarterback from Louisville. He threw a pass so hard that Mariani missed it and hit me in the thigh. I mean, it was like I got shot by a bullet. And Mariani says, "Damn, I probably should have caught that." I'm like, "You think?" I had this huge bruise on my right hip for like a week or so. And that Burt Elrod, because he saw it, Burt Elrod's like, "Do we need to go to Baptist?" I'm like, hell yeah, we do. That hurts.
And then it comes out, Joe Dubin becomes partial owner of the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
Thanks to Mark Mariani.
Give me 20% of that. But that hurt like hell when he hit me in the side of the leg there. But that's the stories you get from training camp, because there's not really a lot happening there.
So one thing that is happening in the National Football League is the news came out yesterday that TJ Watt has agreed to a 3-year contract extension with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had kind of been holding out and all that stuff. $123 million with $108 million fully guaranteed at signing. His $41 million per year average eclipses the $40 million a year that Myles Garrett got. It also surpasses Jamar Chase, who got $40.25 as a receiver. So I bring all that up to ask our question of the day.
Our question of the day is, which current Tennessee Titan do you think will land the next big contract? It could be no one. It could be whoever you want. It could be 2 or 3 players. But who do you think is the next Tennessee Titan player that'll land the big contract? And I'll tell you what, there's one coming that in 2 years is going to land a big contract. And you're going to laugh at me, and I don't care. But I'm telling you, he's going to land a big contract. He's a current Tennessee Titan drafted by the team. Within 2 years, he'll earn a big contract from the Titans. And we'll tell you who that is later on.
615-737-1025. My mother has texted and said that there was a time at FRA I didn't get out of the way, and I ended up in the ER. That was a pretty good story.
Is that when you sang soprano?
No. I
Okay.
didn't sing soprano. But we were,
well, now you got to tell it.
I'm trying.
Okay.
It was practice. We're on the sideline, or it may have been a scrimmage. I think it was a scrimmage. We were at BGA, and I'm on the sideline, and the running back comes towards the side, and I saw it, and I was moving. I just moved the wrong way. Like, I mean, the play followed me essentially. He runs into me. My foot gets caught up underneath.
Sorry,
Hurt like hell.
I'm picturing this already.
And the best part is I fall down. 2 players fall, and then I kind of like fall on top of them with my leg underneath. The coach picks me up, tosses me out of the way, who has no pads on, and makes sure that they're okay.
Like a mean game of Twister.
Yeah, I was like, thanks, thanks, you dumb. Yeah.
Oh, say name names. What I like about
Not
the
gonna name
story,
the name.
Rich boy crime on crime.
Yeah,
FREBGA,
basically,
yeah.
basically. So I had to go to the ER. I had a sprained ankle.
You went to the ER over a sprained ankle.
I couldn't walk on it. The trainer told me to go to the ER.
He just wanted you out of there.
Probably. Our trainer looked at it and was like, I don't think it's broken, but go.
And you should
go
say,
check
why
it
don't you take me to the ER? Did you drive yourself?
No, my mom took me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Because I got home, and then I'm like, I can't put any pressure on this anymore.
Did they call and check on you, I hope?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they did.
You paused for a second. I want to make sure you got checked on.
The one that threw me didn't, but the one that the head coach did. So, Dan McGugan.
Oh, Dan McGugan.
Yeah, he called. He made sure I was good.
Okay, good.
then followed by, all right, see you tomorrow.
That's why you understand when a sideline reporter gets nailed or the chain guy.
Yeah,
you're totally unprepared for that. At least in football,
right?
You've got pads on. If you're the chain guy and you get blasted, that's why when they everybody laughs, I'm like, man, that's not funny. I mean, that hurts. That's painful because guys break their leg and everything. Glad you didn't break your ankle.
615-737-1025. We're up and running on this Friday, noon to 3 today. We'll be back at our normal time slot starting on Monday at the Omni Nashville Hotel today.
All SEC team is out.
Okay.
You are going to be shocked at some of these picks, especially quarterback.
All right. We will do that. Coming up next, it's Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes. Dr. Crane is back at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios. Home with a $99 yearly Beehive membership with the Buzz is always about great service. The All-SEC team is out. And I just literally pulled it up, and I see that the media has voted Texas to win the Southeastern Conference. I can tell you that was my vote.
It's Texas, Georgia, Alabama at 3. I voted Alabama to win. Tennessee is 9th, Vanderbilt 13th in the predicted order finish, the all preseason SEC. Vanderbilt 13th, even after last year in Pavia, people still don't believe in them.
Yeah, that's fine. They probably like that. The all SEC team for offense, the first team quarterback, Lenora Sellers from South Carolina. Running back, Quintravion Wisner from Texas. And running back Le'Veon Moss from Texas A&M, wide receiver Ryan Williams from Alabama, and wide receiver Cam Coleman from Auburn. Tight end Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt. Your offensive line, Caden Proctor from Alabama, Caden Green from Missouri, DJ Campbell from Texas, Austin Barber from Florida, in the center, Jake Slaughter from Florida.
Well done. Those are all the 5 I picked up because I looked at a list to see, and that's who we got on there.
Second team, why don't you take that one?
Second team, all that people care about is Garrett Nussmeier. He's the second team quarterback, which means Arch Manning made third team, and I love it.
Yep.
I voted for Nussmeier first and Pavia second. Pavia did not make the first, second, or third team. Arch Manning came in third because our question all week at SC Media Days to everyone is, what has he done?
Yeah.
He's really done nothing so far. So Pavia did not make that. So one Vandy got offense first, second, third. And Chaser, am I seeing this right? Not a single Tennessee player?
On offense?
On first, second, or third team, not a single Tennessee player.
Jermon McCoy made first team defense at defensive back. And Aaron Carter was third team linebacker. Boo Carter was third team defensive back.
So one Vandy player on the list and first team.
Look at special teams.
Oh, no.
It's all Georgia.
Oh, it is. Punter, place kicker, long snapper, kicking specialist, return specialist, and all-purpose player.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
Oh, there's Kentucky's third-team punter made it, so you should be happy with that. So,
I mean, I voted for the Vandy punter. They've always been good at that,
So
but
did
maybe not as much anymore.
because you were exhausted going down the list. Well, if I vote Vandy in there and do that. Quarterback is tough. I didn't think Sellers would be. I thought everybody would jump on the Arch bandwagon, number one, but having Lenore Sellers at quarterback and Nussmeier at second, I think people are good. They bought into the non-hype of Arch Manning right now to see what he could do, and it'll all be different next year, but that is what came out today.
Our friends at Music City Bets told me they voted South Carolina.
For what?
To win the whole thing.
To win the whole thing.
The whole bleeping thing.
Yeah, okay, we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, look, I think they're going to be good, but
no, they are. Again, it's scheduling, and you get the team at the right moment. We watched the SEC documentary the other night about the 24 season. South Carolina was so close to beating LSU in like the third or fourth game in the season, which would have derailed LSU. And I think Brian Kelly would have been gone if they lost to South Carolina last year. Because they springboard that game they won. South Carolina missed the field goal by like a foot. And that would have probably changed the trajectories of both teams as South Carolina went down the stretch. Really good football team. They lost a tough one to Alabama in Tuscaloosa. But they got a good quarterback, man. When you got a good quarterback in the league, it's tough to do anything. That's why so much praise was heaped on Pavia because of what he did last year. And you had a great question, like, all right, they figured you out. What do you do now? And he's like, it's got to get better and find different ways to win ball games. And so interesting to see what's going on there. But, Vandy gets one guy on there, tight end.
Yep, Eli Stowers. But I think we'd all agree he is the best tight end in the SEC.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he would have
The
gone.
media would agree with that, too.
Second or third round had he gone to the NFL draft and wanted to come back for another year at Vandy. He's getting paid, which is great. But if I'm Clark Lee, I take that list.
Yeah.
They think you're 13th. You got one player on this list. Nobody believes in you again. Let's prove them wrong again and go out and play. They had Vanderbilt. Hell, they got Auburn ranked before Vanderbilt in the predicted order of finish.
Yeah.
I think Auburn's going to be terrible. Terrible. And then poor Dr. Crane and his Mississippi State Bulldogs.
They're last.
They are. Sorry, Dr. Crane.
I had
all
them
right.
last.
Maybe them, Kentucky and Arkansas could have like a little party together and hang out, like an Animal House. They go to the frat house and hey, and they send them to the other room in the back. That's where Arkansas, Kentucky, and Mississippi, and probably Vandy, because they got less than 1,000 votes all hang out in the back room.
Give me a bulldog burger and a cowbell. I'll be all right.
Okay.
I don't know what any of that means. Well, I know the cowbell, but
Bulldog
The-
burger
the-
is a great burger.
okay.
What makes it great, pal?
The atmosphere.
I could have a hamburger at a strip bar. That's a great atmosphere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Pac-Man Jones once said that the Gentleman's Club has the best T-bone steak, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, our hotel was literally like half a mile from Magic City that supposedly has great wings.
Great wings.
So
What's magical about it,
I don't know. I've never had them.
Joe?
As they say, it's not magic, it's magical. That's how
Disney.
you get past that one.
So our question of the day, going back to that, is with TJ Watt getting paid, you kind of sit here and you think, all right, who's the next Titan to get paid? There really isn't one that comes to mind. But on our phone line, our text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, someone said, Nevada Josh says, Gunnar Helm, who they just drafted,
Okay.
so that he could turn out and be a really good tight end, be the tight end this team's been looking for, and he's the one to get paid next.
I probably because I'm coming off what happened to Trey Smith. But the last part of Skoronski was really good.
Yep.
Really good. Give him 2 more years, solidify that guard position, and I think you got something.
Give him another year with Callahan.
Yep. And I'm, you could laugh at him because the first year was very difficult for him because it's the first year in the NFL. I get that. But last year on that crappy team, he played exceptionally well. Give him 2 more years, he signs a big contract. Now you're like, oh, it's a guard. They're all getting paid. They're all getting paid massive amount of numbers. Trey Smith got paid massive amount of numbers. And I think Skoronski could be on the next level of Trey Smith. You could laugh. I don't care. But I'm telling you, he played well down the stretch with bad teammates around him, bad offense, quarterback that sucked. He held his own. So 2 more years, Skoronski, he's getting paid. He's getting paid.
Look, I think I don't think you're far off there because I just don't know any other ones that would really fit the criteria.
Now, Latham is a question mark.
Maybe. Yeah.
If he could show this year that he's got a massive upside and do well, then you got something. You got something really well working with those guys. And if you get Latham and Skoronski on the same page, playing well together with this tight, you got a left side that you could bank on for a long time. A long time. Those guys are young and good.
I mean, if Brownlee really takes off at corner, maybe him, but I mean,
Could be.
I'm grasping at straws here.
That's the problem.
to-
They are the worst team in the National Football League, but they've got a couple of players here and there that they could, not build a huge amounts around, but kind of a foundational block to go forward. And I know talking guard is not great talking football, but he's an integral, important piece of the football team. You put Latham there with him, and then you got something.
Not on this subject, but somebody I am really, really looking forward to seeing in camp is Jackson Slater. I know you really liked him.
I do. I don't think he plays it down.
Coming out of Sacramento State.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and I don't know if they want him to. I mean, that's why they brought in Zeitler, that,
Yeah.
have him learn behind him this year and have just a full year to kind of work and observe. But, with the way that this team has had to deal with injuries over the past few years, I think he's going to have to play.
And plus, I mean, he comes in, everything he said is good. He's strong. He's a pretty good player. So you have to see it in camp and get with Callahan. If you are the offensive line coach that everybody praises you to be, here you go. Here's a guy. You can sculpt this guy however you want him to go, however good you want him to be, and you can just go from there.
Are you all right there?
Well, we're sitting here in this aquarium at the beautiful Omni National Hotel at the corner of Korean Veterans Boulevard and 4th Avenue. And it's a great view.
What about Tavondre Sweat?
I need to see 3 good years from him,
I would agree.
not counting last year.
But, okay, so let me ask you like this. should he be
Yeah.
the next one.
Yep.
I think you want him to be, especially spending the second round pick when at 36
Something, yeah, whatever.
over
Jared lost his mind
on him. Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Yeah. There was one of the Texas guys down there at SC Media Days, just talked briefly. And what about Sweat? And he said it was the most dominating interior player he'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, because couldn't block him. Once he got motivated, couldn't stop him, man. He was the all
See,
Big
and
Ten
I always hate that. Like,
defensive player of the year. Yeah, I get
if he's
that.
into it,
Right, yeah. If he wants it, but it remains to be seen. So, yeah, right? I mean, you got somebody there, but I need to see that over a time period. It'll be several years.
Because Amani Hooker got his extension, right? He's been here 7 years.
Be
So
his
yeah.
7th year.
Yeah. So him, any of the receivers, I don't know.
I mean, how much? You got Ridley Lockett. How much are those guys going to play? You always
Yeah.
talk about the receiver. Yeah, the receiver room. You maybe use 3 receivers during the year.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
You might throw a 4th one out there who drops a pass. So you don't see a lot of those guys. It's just a lot of talk of nothing camp with receivers.
It's going to be interesting to see too if in the next week or so the Titans have that first waiver claim spot, and also there's still some free agents out there. Do they go through the first week of camp and then we see some vets get brought in?
Who was the guy
tweak
from Seattle last year? We were so happy, the safety. Oh, I can't believe that. And he was terrible.
Well, there was 2. The safety was good.
One of them was Jamal Adams.
Yeah, Jamal
That guy,
Adams. Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
He's done. Who was the other one they signed?
Did they trade him?
Is that guy in a towel?
To what?
I thought there's a guy walking across the street that looks like he's in a towel.
Oh, they're talking about the Titans player. I was like, I
No.
don't believe he was in a towel.
Is he wearing pants?
I don't know. Sorry. Who was
Okay.
the other one?
They
That-
traded him.
Trying to think. He's not Cam Ward's cousin. There was somebody else they signed.
Yeah.
No, he was. Yeah, I think
Quandre
so.
Diggs. There we
Quandre
go.
Diggs. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd they
He
trade
was
him to?
okay.
They traded him, right?
No, I think he got hurt.
Yeah, and Jamal Adams got hurt as well. They released him.
Yeah.
Adams signed with Detroit. Ring chasing.
Yeah.
So that's why you sign these guys for 1 year. No. Why? What are they going to give you? Those things never work out. I default back to Carl Pickens when they signed him in 2000. Terrible. Just these 1 year contracts are terrible. What was Vanden Bosch in 05? Was he a 1 year deal?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But
Yeah.
he came in, and if it was a 1 year deal, it exploded to 2009, great seasons. But these 1 year deals do nothing.
Wes in Clarksville says Callahan going to get paid and not have to work after this season, so he'll be the next one.
Oh yeah, right.
9712 says T Sweat. And then John in Nashville says, I can't wait until Arch in Texas makes y'all eat your words. Explain how any team in the SEC is better top to bottom.
Explain to me how Arch Manning gives you right now. You think he's the best quarterback in the SEC? Tell me. I'm curious. How Arch Manning? What has he done? We've beaten this drum all week long. What has he done to show us he's number one?
Fair.
Thank you.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonKenneyHonda.com. Chasing Big Joe live from the Omni. 1025 the game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game on this Friday, live at Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. The Bruschetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix is coming to the Nashville Super Speedway Labor Day weekend, and 102.5 The Game has your chance to win VIP tickets to the IndyCar race. Text in the keyword race, R-A-C-E, now to 615-737-1025 to be entered to win a pair of VIP tickets. For more information on the event, visit musiccitygp.com. Going to be a good one.
Yes, it will be. So I'm getting more about this Arch Manning stuff. Look at this schedule, Chase, for Texas. They open at Ohio State, all right?
Sure.
5 weeks later, they're on the road at Florida. Week after that, at Oklahoma. And then November 15th at Georgia. So we will know everything we need to know about Arch Manning probably after the first game and certainly after first game and going to Florida and see what happens.
And here's the thing, like I mean, what I have seen, yeah, he looked pretty good. I want to see him against regular SEC competition. And I think that a lot of the people that we talked to at SEC Media Days kind of felt the same way. Like nobody's saying that he's trash and not any good. It's just show me against the real opponents and not against, Marshall or what, whoever they played. 0960 says, what does Arch have to prove? It's the prophet. He's a Manning. That's obviously is what makes him the best. Also, birds aren't real.
Don't get me started on that. Yes.
That's pretty funny.
So we'll see. Oh, man, that Thanksgiving weekend, the Friday night, Texas A&M at Texas. My goodness, that'd be crazy.
I love that they're playing again.
Oh, absolutely, they are.
That's like that was the thing where when the conference realignment happened, the last time before last year, it was like, man, you ruined a great rivalry.
No doubt.
Texas A&M, and now they're both in the SEC.
Texas does not play a home game in October at all. At Florida, at Oklahoma, well, Dallas up the street, but it's not on campus. At Kentucky, at Mississippi State. Their next home game is November 1st versus Vanderbilt.
Jeez.
That's when they're back there. So you have to earn it. Then they get a week off and they go to Georgia. I mean, so we'll know all about Arch this year. And we're not.
Well, look, I picked him to win. So I mean, I think that you're a little more pessimistic with him. I just want to see him against real opponents.
Yeah, that's it. We're not saying he's bad. Just show us stuff. Somebody was like, what do you like about Pavia? Well, I've seen him. I've seen what he could do. I saw what he did against MTSU, and I saw what he did against Auburn. We saw what he did last year against Alabama and other teams.
Texas.
Yeah. Virginia.
They should have beaten Texas.
Yep. Now they
should have beaten Missouri. Should have beaten Georgia State.
That's right.
Should have, would have, could have.
Should have, would have, could have, and all those things. LSU, South Carolina, Tennessee figured him out. I mean, they were tired down the stretch, and he was beaten up and all that. And I get all that, but he's done more than Arch Manning's done in the Southeastern Conference as of right now, and then we get the chance to prove himself in 2025. It ain't rocket science, man. It is what it is.
I am curious of, you mentioned we did the All SEC that Vols picked to finish 9th. I mean, that's some bulletin board material right there.
Right. And what, not a single player on the
first team.
Yeah.
First team offense. They had a first team defense.
Right. And that's nothing, which is fine. Heupel's like, he had a great quote.
If I am Clark Lee or Josh Heupel, I'm going, good.
Yep. They don't believe in you.
Good. I don't want to be like, remember what Nick Saban used to call, like, if everybody says you're great before you prove anything, what do you call that? Rat poison. It's rat poison.
It is rat poison.
So if I'm a coach, I don't want anybody to think we're any good.
Us against the world.
Yeah. Let us show you.
It's a mentality. Us against the world. Nobody believes in us to go out and get it done and play. But Tennessee at 9.
That's how we live.
It's exactly right. I'll prove it to you. You don't have to give me the accolades. We'll show you. But Tennessee, though, and I think they realize that. I mean, Tennessee was a college football playoff team last year. I mean, they still made it. I know with the questions about Nico, but we talked if Aguilar's any good this year for Tennessee football, if he's any good, man, that team could be really, really good. Now, the question is, how good is your quarterback? Well, we'll find out week 1 versus Syracuse.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that. Because think about this. I don't think there has ever been a time, maybe when Cutler was going into his senior year, that we could sit here and say we have more faith in the Vanderbilt quarterback over the Tennessee quarterback going into the season?
Who was the quarterback for Mason 16, 17, 18, 19 that won a bunch of games? His dad, Shermer. Kyle Shermer? Not Kyle. Pat was his dad. What's his name? How am I not forgetting?
Yeah,
I thought he was a good quarterback.
he was. I remember the first year that SEC Kyle Shermer. That the first year that SEC Media Days was in Atlanta, they had a big billboard of him.
Oh, nice.
There.
Is he with the Chiefs still as an assistant, like an offensive assistant or something?
He is. He's a quality control coach for the Bills.
For the Bills. Yeah. I think, Derek Mason, we've talked about this, was the only Vanderbilt coach to ever beat 3 different Tennessee football coaches.
Yeah.
Only one ever. So Shermer was the quarterback. He wants a big game. I mean, he was a good quarterback. At that time, he was better because Dobbs was good in 16. Then in 17, they had Dormandy. And 18, they had Garantano. Bad. So, yeah, there was some, but they're few and far between with Vanderbilt quarterbacks better than the Tennessee quarterback.
Yeah.
Whit Taylor at 82 was great for Vanderbilt.
Yep.
But, yeah, there's not been a lot of them.
Who was the quarterback for Tennessee 2005?
Clausen or Eric Ainge? Eric Ainge was there 04 to 07.
Was
and then Jimmy Clausen was the quarterback that went back and forth. Remember they had Brent Schaefer and 04 and Ainge were the quarterbacks back and forth. Schaefer transferred, I think, Mississippi State or Ole Miss or whatever. Ainge became the quarterback. Then Clausen transferred in from LSU. I couldn't get
How
along
many
with
damn
Saban.
Clausens were there?
There were 3.
Casey, Rick, and Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was Rick Clausen. That's who came.
Yeah, I was about to say Jimmy. I thought was later.
Rick. Yep.
Yeah. By the way, Casey Clausen is the associate head coach at Westlake High School in California.
Great quarterback. Last quarterback, he beat Florida twice in Gainesville. Not even your boy. Man, I was up against some bad team down in Florida. Not even he could do that. Casey won 2 big games down in the swamp. 01 and 03. The last time Tennessee won there was 03.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
Jimmy was at Jimmy Clausen went to Notre Dame.
Yes.
He never went to Tennessee.
Did not. Rick
Yeah.
was the one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
And Rick's the one that beat LSU after Katrina in 05 in that crazy game down in Baton Rouge. But Tennessee in that 05 season was terrible.
Rick Clausen is the head coach at Westlake High School in California.
Is he?
Yeah.
That gum.
Casey's his assistant.
And where's Jimmy? Jimmy played a while in the NFL, did he not?
Yeah, he played. I remember he was in Baltimore. Jimmy last play, so he was with the Panthers from 10 to 13, the Bears 14, 15, and Ravens in 15. What he's doing now?
It's a Garth Brooks song, isn't it?
What she's doing now?
Take it, Chase.
It doesn't say.
Sing into the break, man. Take all that.
It's tearing me apart.
Who was it that said he was going to win the Heisman Trophy at Notre Dame? Like, hey, bet the farm.
Oh, yeah.
He won the Heisman Trophy.
There were a lot
there.
of people that said that.
Yeah, and he did nothing. But I'm telling you, the Clausen brothers, I mean, speak highly of them. If you're a Tennessee fan, what Casey did from 2000 to 2003, and, of course, what Jimmy did winning down in Rick did winning down in Baton Rouge in 05. That's a bad year, though, for Tennessee. 05 and 08, bad years for Tennessee.
Not
well,
good.
then you had 17, 18, 19. Although Pruitt did win a bowl game.
He did.
Won a Gator
But
Bowl.
Tennessee fans just like to forget that whole period of time that they caused.
I mean, Tennessee's not been to the SEC championship game since 07. So
With Fulmer?
with Fulmer, and they lost to LSU, who won the national championship. Ainge threw a pick 6 in the fourth quarter.
I know.
That cost them the game.
They
So-
should have won that game.
They should have won the 01 game versus LSU.
Yeah.
They got too cocky.
Yeah.
And Saban absolutely outcoached Fulmer in the SEC championship game. And what's funny about that, Chase, had Tennessee won that game, they play Miami in the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
And you had a really good Tennessee football team going against one of the best college football teams ever in Miami.
So that would have been the Natty?
A natty in the
In
Rose
01?
Bowl in 01.
Wow.
It'd have been that big of a game. And Tennessee had
Who
Hainsworth,
did Miami beat?
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah, I think Nebraska had Crouch, who won the Heisman Trophy that year.
Yeah. Man.
But that'd have been a great matchup. But Saban outcoached, and LSU had a backup quarterback. Rohan Davey came in, was their backup quarterback. And Saban went into halftime and just out-coached Phil
Who was
Fulmer.
the starter? Was that Mock?
Might have been Mock, yeah. Davey was a backup quarterback.
Huh. Interesting.
His thing was stick to the game plan. Stick to the game plan.
Yeah.
Which is like Belichick, do your job.
Do your job.
Stick to the game plan.
615-737-1025. We'll have more coming from Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Five 1063 The Game on this Friday.
Sorry, but we got a special guest in there, Omni, and I'm enthralled with his stories.
Thank you, Garth. I knew Dr. Crane wouldn't let us down by bringing back Garth. I was like, I'm sitting here with a headset in my hand, like, what is that, Garth? I think I hear Garth. Good
Now,
job, Dr. Crane.
Dr. Crane, can you find Rick Clausen's phone number so Chase can call him up and sing this to him?
Sure. I'm sure it's in a high school directory somewhere.
It's Rick Clausen. What she's doing now. is
We
tearing me
should
apart.
have thought of that sooner, and we could get Rick and Casey Clausen on and just,
I don't think Casey does interviews, what I've been told.
really.
I think he's like, I was good. I had my time. I'm good.
I'm done now.
Yeah.
Who was so they were right after, Casey was right after T. Martin, right?
Yes, sir.
But there was another guy that he kind of had a competition with.
Casey?
Yeah. That I think Casey won it.
Casey was a true freshman in 2000. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't remember who it would be. Because that's what I want to ask Cutcliffe the other day.
Because was T back in 99?
Yes.
Okay.
So we had Cutcliffe on. So 94, they had Peyton, Todd Helton, Jerry Colquitt, and Brandon Stewart. Colquitt gets hurt in the first game versus UCLA, gone. Helton gets hurt versus Mississippi State, realizes baseball is more important. He's gone. Then it becomes Manning and Stewart, and they go back and forth, and Manning was a lot better. Stewart transfers to Texas A&M. So T comes in 96, and that was the questions, like, he should have redshirted in 96, and Fulmer didn't redshirt T. Martin in 96. He played. So after 99, T was done, and that's when Casey came in 2000 and took over. But there might have been, but I don't remember who that would have been. Backup quarterback.
Yeah, I was starting with S, I think.
Superman.
No.
David James has
I
an
heard
S in it.
I heard heard Superman wasn't good, which kind of bums me out.
Right. The original was fantastic with Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
In the early CGI, which was just pedestrian but great.
Yeah. Falls fans, help me out. There was another guy, and
2000
Vols quarterbacks.
You say his
Casey
name.
Clausen, AJ Suggs.
AJ Suggs. Yep. You got the S right, pal.
Yep. There you go.
AJ Suggs. Might have been AJ Sucks because he wasn't that good.
Joey Matthews was also on that team, apparently.
Joey Matthews.
So there you go. This moment in Vols history is brought to you by the insurers of Tennessee.
Natural gas,
Yeah.
which Chase has.
And snoring.
Let's not do that, man. I mean, the 2000 team was pretty good. Dante Stallworth, Hainsworth, John Henderson was on that team. Jason Witten was a part of that team. David Martin, the tight end. Travis Henry spent some time in the National Football League.
Spent some time in Nashville.
Other places, yeah, to do that. So that was the 2000 team. I'm trying to think who else. But
Travis
AJ
Henry.
Suggs, yeah.
Travis Henry was actually pretty good. He just he liked to do something and couldn't put it down.
Got caught up in the world, man.
Yeah.
He was great. And when he ran over, what was he on the 98? He got hurt in the Arkansas game when that
Yeah.
Clint Sterner put the ball in the field.
Clint Sterner, former Cat.
Former Cat. That's right. Yeah. So there's a lot of quarterbacks came through there. Then Ainge was 07, 08 was Crompton
Yeah.
with Fulmer's last year. Then Crompton was there with Kiffin's 1 year in 09. And then
who was the kid that they recruited? Kiffin recruited, and he.
Oh gosh, the Clemson quarterback said you're not good enough. Taj Boyd. Clifton had him.
No, well, that's not who I'm thinking of. I
Okay.
thought there was a guy that ended up signing and playing.
Nathan Peterman. He's been in the league
No.
like 15 years. Won't go anywhere. They had Tyler Bray in 2010. Took over the
Tyler
team.
Bray. That's what I'm thinking of.
So he was Bray 10, 11, 12. I remember we had the question about which Tennessee quarterback's been in the NFL the longest besides Peyton. And Bray was second
Yeah.
because he spent so many years on a roster
Peterman's probably.
up there as well,
Yeah.
who did very little in Knoxville. And then after that, you just kind of Dobbs from 13 to 16, Dormandy, Garantano, who was awful. Remember Pruitt grabbed Garantano's face mask and tusked the
Everybody
people like,
went-
how dare you do that? And I'm like, gosh, how do you not do that? Probably not.
Have you seen him play?
Yeah. And then it settled down with Heupel, with Hooker, Joe Milton, and of course with Nico last year.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, trust Heupel. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows the offense is good. You just got to find the right guy to run it. I read the stat last night. Nico only threw 4 touchdown passes. It might have been Robbie and Rexroad this morning. Threw 4 touchdown passes against ranked teams. 4.
Jeez.
That's it. He wasn't the right guy to run your offense.
Right.
Get at it. It's fine.
Right.
You get Aguilar who does exactly what you ask.
Do you
Boom.
think, and even if we had asked him this, he wasn't going to answer it, but do you think that that's why Heupel was so quick to be like, all right, see ya?
Could be.
Because he knew, like, there were better people equipped to run the offense?
At what point do you get tired of all that?
Yeah.
Daddy,
Sure.
family, you don't run the offense. You're
Yeah.
bigger than the team. You ask, we get Fisher on next time. What do you do when you get a guy who thinks he's bigger than the team? What do you do?
You
I
get
want
rid
to
of him.
know. You get rid of him. You got to humble that guy. And Nico thinks he's better than the team.
Right.
No, bigger than the team. No, it's not happening.
Yep.
What are you smirking for?
No one's above the team.
No one's above the team.
That's why.
You're smirking.
That's why. I'll
Okay.
tell you off the air.
No one's above the team. So, yeah, when Nico says goodbye, he's like, all right, I'm not going to babysit you. You're not going to hold me hostage. God bless Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
God bless him. And he
Amen.
does go 8-4. Hell yeah, give him a pass. I don't care. But he answered your question. He's like, I don't go into football games looking to lose. I'm going in to win. And if Aguilar could do what he asked, this football team will be decent.
100%.
The schedule sets up for him.
100%.
Now you got me going.
Coming up next on Monday, we had a very, very good sit down with Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee at SEC Media Days. You will hear that conversation coming up next. It's Chase and Big Joe live at the Omni Nashville Hotel here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe live on Media Drive Radio Row, SEC Media Days, and our coverage is presented by Brewhouse South. Experience Nashville's ultimate sports and brew hangout at Brewhouse South in Cool Springs. Also locations in Bellevue on Highway 100 and Charlotte Pike in Nashville West. And of course, today, Monday, kicking things off, part of the festivities, the Vanderbilt Commodores coming off what we all thought was an exciting season last year. And Clark Lee, their fine head coach, has sat down with us. And Coach, we were just kind of chatting before we went on the air here of how nice it must feel to come in this year knowing that you guys accomplished so much last year, but also knowing that it's not finished yet. You're not where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be the goal for any team is to know you're making progress, but know that there's so much more for you out in front. And that's how we feel, you know. I mean, I think the other part of it is it's always going to be challenging. We play in a league that's unforgiving. So, you know, we're going to have to be super focused on the details and in the present and maximize our team. But we like our team and we're fired up. So it's a good place to be right now.
I feel like this is the part of college football, college athletics that we have to go through every year. How many of your guys from last year return this year? We obviously know Diego is one of them.
Yeah, I mean, we return a lot. I mean, I don't have it out right in front of me, but we're top 10 in the country with returning production, and that there's a lot to be excited. And I think it would be wrong of me not to mention when you retain right now in the landscape of college football, you're talking about resources. You know, I mean, nothing is free anymore. So this is like the combination of both the maturing of our build, you know, the foundation we laid and how we've been able to pull it forward and double down on it, and then a university that's shaping around our mission too. And I'm very grateful to Chancellor Diermeyer and Candace Lee. I think their support in this effort, without them, you know, we wouldn't be where we are. So being able to retain a coaching staff, being able to retain our players, bringing back the production we bring back, there's every reason to believe we should be well positioned. Now we got to go make it happen.
We're here on Radio Row with Vanderbilt head coach Clark Lee. Coach, do we talk about last year or do we not?
Oh, I'm happy to talk. Yeah.
Most coaches like, oh, last year's last year. We got to worry about this year and
Yeah.
go forward. But how much do you look at what you did last year? Because I know there's a lot of guys returning, a lot of guys have left and all that. But how much do you bounce off of that for this year?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I think both good and bad. You know, I mean, we talk about it. You know, it's a shared experience. I mean, that's our learning. So for us, it's hey, let's go back to Virginia Tech. Let's think about some of the things that happened in that game where we had a really commanding lead and then we let it slip. Some of that is their counterpunching. Some of that is us learning how to sustain and to win. Let's talk about Georgia State. Let's get back in those moments. Let's relive November where, you know, coming out of the Auburn game, we felt like we had the right energy going into the game and weren't able to sustain performance against South Carolina, against LSU, and against Tennessee. What is it going to take for us to win in November? Those are conversations that pretty much every time I'm in front of the team, some variation of that is being talked about in addition to the things that are right in front of us. So it's shared learning. It's our experience. It's what we need to draw from to improve.
All too often, Vanderbilt comes down here with good players that you introduce to the media. Now you've got a rock star in Diego. How much fun is it watching him from last year to this year and kind of showing him off today to everybody who now knows his name?
Yeah, I mean, Diego, you go wherever you want to go. Any place that's watching college football, they know about Diego Pavia, and he's earned that. He's earned that recognition. Obviously, I feel like he's been such a transformative presence in our program. But the coolest part to me is that he's an energy source for our university, our Nashville community, and then college football fans everywhere. I mean, you know, to have him representing Vanderbilt, we need this right now, right? As we're trying to get this program to a point of sustainability, as we're trying to become a part of the national conversation, to have a dynamic leader on the field like that, who is a great connector and community. That the best part about Diego is, you know, he is such a humble, hardworking, nice guy who, you know, my kids all look up to him, and you know, he gives them a little street cred at school. You know, it's like it's kind of that's a fun part of this. So yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about him. I'm appreciative to have him back. I think the game's better to have him back. You know,
Yeah.
he's great for our sport, and this is his opportunity to cement a legacy with Vanderbilt football. It'll be memorable, and I know he's excited to do that.
How much carte blanche do you give him to run the offense, like to make his own decision, not saying his own play calling, but how much do you give to him and say, all right, you're on the field, I'm not, let's go?
Yeah, I mean, I think he and Tim Beck have been together for a while now, and so I think there's a lot of, I mean, they see the game the same way. Tim, I think it's important to give Tim credit because I've not seen many people in my entire career that have the ability to call a game quite like Tim calls it.
Yeah.
His courage, his feel. It's impressive. He also, I think, when you look at our offensive design, it's a perfect blend of chaos, that we need.
Yeah.
The number of unbalanced formations we use, the motions, the option, the quarterback runs, all that. And so you have this dynamic system with a really effective play caller. And then what Diego does is brings his experience too. So he has a voice and he has an opinion and he has a perspective and he's courageous enough to speak up when he feels like he's seeing something. And I mean, when it all fits together the right way, Tim's leading it, Diego's got a say in it, and there are times on that field where Tim's going to rely on Diego to see what he needs to see to get us into the right call and to run the play. It's worked well to this point, and you hope that every year they're together,
Right.
Works a little bit better.
Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee is here with us. Now, how does Jerry Kill fit into all of this? Because I know he came on last year and he was a big part of Diego and everything and working with Tim Beck. How does he kind of fit in and help you?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking about Jerry because he's such a important part. I think I've been thinking about it. Summertime for me is a chance to reflect a little bit, like reflect on some of the things that we accomplished, but also where we're headed. And Jerry's been such a support to me. So essentially, the goal last year was that I was able to focus solely on defense. That Jerry was going to be kind of a head coaching presence with the offense and really be in support of Tim. When I was in meetings with a defensive staff, they were going to be problem solving, and Jerry was going to bring me the problems that they needed my help with. He's been a mentor in the building for me, a guy that like as the head coach, man, it can get kind of lonely, and
Yeah.
Jerry knows that, and so he's the one guy on the bad days. He'll come in and check on me and say, "How you doing, coach?" And he'll share kind of stuff from his experience. And sometimes it's just him saying, "Hey, we're doing the right things. Hey, we're on the right track. You're doing a good job." That reinforcement can just help with confidence too. But when you look at the play on the field, the toughness of the team, Jerry's fingerprints are on that. And I think in so many ways, what I wanted was this team to reflect my competitive personality. I wanted to recognize the group that I saw on the field. And at various times in my time at Vanderbilt, I've felt that way. In 23, there were more times where I did not. And
Right.
that was probably the hardest part of 23 for me was not that we weren't getting results. I think I could look at where we were and say, hey, look, it's going to be hard this season. We had a young team. We're replacing a lot of snaps, but when we weren't competing the way we needed to compete, that's when I knew there needed to be a change. Jerry's helped me and helped the program keep a focus on the things that are most important. What's our identity? What's our competitive personality? How are we bringing that to the forefront every day? And he's become a great friend.
And
Go ahead.
also, Steve Gregory was on your staff last year. Now he kind of takes over as the defensive coordinator. Why was now the right time to maybe, you're still obviously going to be involved,
Yeah.
obviously, as a defensive-minded coach, but back off a little bit and let him take over as the defensive play caller?
Yeah, it felt to me, I guess there's two things that for me were those two jobs are really hard. I think, being an offensive play caller and a head coach is probably a little less challenging than a defensive play caller and head coach. I think the amount of time a defensive coach needs to spend in the plan, because it's reactionary. You've got to build it based off what the opponent does. And so, when I was at Notre Dame doing it, I was able to do everything, and I spent 100 hours a week doing that singular job. That was never going to be the case this year. I had to be more collaborative. I had to rely on staff. And with Steve, I've got a trusted partner there. With guys like Nick Lazinski and Larry Black, I mean, I've worked with these guys now for a while. They were with me in South Bend. So we had the ability last year to let the process function without me being in the room. It was really important that they weren't waiting on me to do their job. And so Steve took on a big burden of that, responsibility. And that includes scripting practice. That includes at times in base downs, crafting the base game plan, knowing that I'd be responsible for calling it. I spent a lot of my time on third down, which, to be honest with you, with our numbers, didn't go as well as I would have liked. But it was just so collaborative. By the end of the season, he was taking on play calling responsibilities, and the reason for that was I felt like he was spending more time in the plan than I was. And to be fair to our players, I mean, look, what I want to make sure is that our systems are sound, that the point at which we get to that play call, we've had a process we've gone through. Because the system is in my language and it's what I'm familiar with, it's very easy for me to have input and to have an opinion. I just feel like it's best in service to our players to have someone who's dedicated to that job, and I get a chance to be there and support, and again, to have an opinion. And I'll be with those guys every day. I'll be in front of the defensive unit every day. I'm not giving that up because that's the most fun I've had as a coach. So I don't want more time in front of the donor base. I want more time in front of my team and in front of the players and helping them be successful.
Oh, that's awesome. Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee is with us here at SEC Media Days. We talked before you came on. Not saying you didn't have any, but you got some cachet now when you walk around here. Because last year was like, there's that Vanderbilt coach. What's going to happen? You beat Alabama. You probably should have beaten Texas. You go to the bowl game. A great season. Does it feel different, Coach, being here this year?
It does. I mentioned earlier, I think this event to me, the feelings are the same insofar as like, the season's coming. And so I'm going to go back tonight and I'll kind of really, the next 2 weeks are important for me. I've got to get a lot done to make sure that we're positioned, because once you go into fall camp, you're submerged and you come up for air in January, But look, I'm proud of our program. I'm proud of it. I think I've got this feeling right now where, I'm excited to have something at stake. It feels like we have chips on the table, and that's important. I've missed that. Now, the counter to that is we're not guaranteed anything, So for as challenging as it was a year ago, we had eight games to one possession. I mean, that's thin margins. That won't change. So, how do we develop this team to be prepared to win those margins? How do we make sure we keep our attitude and our focus where it needs to be? We have to be the junkyard dog in the league. I mean, we're the one that everyone's going to count out. I mean, that hasn't changed.
Right.
I don't pay attention to what expectations are externally just because it doesn't matter to me. But I can imagine that they're not sitting here, picking us to win the league and all that kind of stuff. So we carry a chip on our shoulder. We focus on the work. We know that we're not guaranteed anything, but we're excited about where we position this program, and we're going to go fight for it.
Yeah. What's is everything, the stadium done? Everything good? Are we good to go for that first game? I mean, the brand new stadium is all good?
Yeah, I think I believe the last nail will be nailed in as we're putting the ball on the tee. So they're going to use every second they have. But it looks great. I've been in there. I've been through kind of the spaces. I'm excited to have a locker room in the stadium. I mean, we've never had that ever.
Right.
I mean, we've had a little holding tank over there, but to actually have a dedicated space for our team on game day, what a neat thing. The last 2 years, last year we crossed the street and we used the weight room as our kind of meeting space. The year before, we were in the pitching lab, and if you remember, that was where we had the scoreboards hanging on cranes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we don't focus on those things because it doesn't, it can't affect us. We have to focus on the work, but that was hard. That was inconvenient.
Yeah.
There were just things about that you don't want to have to deal with. Well, now to have a completed stadium and I think what's going to be a really neat environment. I thought a year ago the environment enhanced just with the north side done. Yeah, that's energizing to us. And for me, because I'm a maniac, it's like so now we focus on what's next. You know, we got to get going on an operations facility. We have to do the things and invest in areas that will allow this to be sustainable because that's always been the point.
That's awesome. Another question: do you have any parts of the Alabama win goalpost in your house or in your office or anywhere around?
I do. I have not in the house. I've got. They gave me a piece of the goalpost, so it's up there. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite parts about that experience, and again, I want to be clear. Like I don't, you know, over the course of last season, there are a couple other games to me that felt more important. I don't know how to say, but like or bigger to me personally. That were just like, man, I'm really proud of the way the team showed up. You talk about the win at Auburn, where I felt like we squeezed everything out of the tube in a really challenging situation, physically, mentally, emotionally, and we found a way to get to 6. The bowl win obviously was historic for us. The way we opened the season, I mean, that one could have been straightforward, but man, it had everything against Virginia Tech. You know, the back and forth, the overtime. Alabama was a moment where we were 2-2 as a team, and you know, I expected my team to show up and fight. There are elements to the way we closed that game out that I'm really proud of. And then the celebration afterwards for our community is probably the thing that stands out the most. My favorite thing is talking to Vanderbilt fans and listening to their like spin on it. This is where I was. This is what I was doing. I was in Hawaii with the family, and again, this was our vacation. We go as far away as we can.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the place where we're staying, I had a guy approach me who is an alum, 2015, and he and his wife were honeymooning in Hawaii, and they were married on the Saturday of the Alabama game, and so they talked about, you know, all being huddled around the TVs. I mean, just I guess to say this, I get to do something that has such an incredible ripple effect for people in their lives, and that is so special, and that's not lost on me. But that game in particular is one where I've gotten to learn a lot about, I guess, you know, what makes people a little bit crazy too, you know. But it's been cool.
Well, as we wrap this up, you know, I've told you this before. I grew up a Vanderbilt fan. I've lived this my entire life, and listening to you talk and kind of seeing where things were when you first took the job to where they are now, it does feel like it's just kind of built. It's slowly built up. Do you feel that, and you kind of referenced this earlier, that phrase, "Oh, same old Vandy," is slowly starting to go away, and there is that respect that I think you all have earned?
Yeah, I think it has to be because I haven't heard it in a long time, you know. And I think early on I was so combating that. I was so focused on, and I don't judge that negatively. I think I needed to be. I think in some ways I knew the past, and I was just desperate to break away from it. I had no idea how hard this was going to be.
Sure.
To be honest with you, I mean, I think I knew resources need to change. I knew facilities need to change. I knew attitudes need to change, but I didn't really understand the depth of the damage that losing had done over time to our players and to the people that serve the program. And so it's just taken so much time. What I understood though was once we got the attitude internally right, it would then manifest externally.
Right.
If we don't get the attitude right internally, why would anyone else expect us, or why would anyone else not judge us for the same old Vandy or whatever? We have something that's solid now, and I think people respect it. And I don't really care about that, you know, because at the end of the day, all I want is self-respect. I want us to see the value of what we're part of and to invest in every day. We're doing that. That's the only way we continue to move it forward. And I'm actually really proud of, you know, the fact with your question that I'm not spending a lot of energy worried about anymore what those perceptions are.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, what do we believe about who we are? How are we manifesting and actualizing our program every day, our team every day? And that's going to be good enough to win us games. Now we got to go find those margins.
Love it.
before I let you go, you did something in 2021, which I talked to Chase about this. Nobody had done before, at least we had known of. The Barton Simmons hire as your general manager. I'm like, what in the world is this going on?
Yeah, we
Now-
hated that, by the way.
he was great on the radio.
Yeah.
We
you
love
took our
Barton.
recruiting guy, but that's
Uh-huh.
okay.
And now everybody's got that. Was that your idea to bring in like a player
general manager.
yeah, a player
Yeah.
personnel guy?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. You would think that I was anticipating this chaos that we've
Right.
felt. Obviously, I wasn't because it took us a couple years to adjust to it. But yeah, here my thought was when I looked at the staff, this was my experience as a position coach, as a coordinator. How do you create systems? I mean, we're systems builders as coaches, so
Yeah.
systems that function independent of the head coach, that I can actually monitor the system, but I'm not directly involved in every decision. And I thought, in particular, with respect to personnel, that was really important because coaches come and coaches go, and we're all biased. So as a position coach, you recruit guys. I mean, it can become silly, the bias that's created around, a relationship or whatever. And so I always wanted there to be a check and a balance to the position coaches board, the side of ball board, the decisions we're making. And I needed someone to protect the 5-year vision of the program. Well, here we are 5 years into it. But that Barton and I obviously have a friendship that goes way back. When I walk the halls of the building, I know that there are some people that, are going to be with us for a time. And I think that's the point. It's like, I want people to come and work at Vanderbilt that then go on to do great things. And I want them all to aspire to more. And some of that more is going to be in our building. Some of it's going to mean they're going to have to leave at some point. Barton's a guy who fights for the long-term vision of the program every day. And we've had to learn in that role, just like I've learned in my role, just like Ben Carlton's learned in his role. I mean, it's taken us time to really get a grip on exactly what it is that we're looking for and what we're doing. Obviously, as you've added the transactional elements to this, that
Yeah.
position becomes really important. It keeps me insulated from negotiations. So I don't get in front of my team embittered. Like I want to be able to look at my team and see the goodness in what we're doing, not remember the tough negotiation that happened 30 minutes before,
Right.
And so Barton's taken on a lot of that responsibility. I mean, Earl Bennett's got a part in that. We've worked with Anchor Impact in that too, to this point. But yeah, that was the vision for the role, was someone who was monitoring our recruiting efforts, our scouting efforts, who we were acquiring, what were the what was the raw data of what we're looking for, length, speed, how are we making sure we're thorough in our evaluations and not just leaving it to the coach who's going to be biased towards who he likes.
Coach Clark Lea is here with us, SEC Media Days. Coach, thanks so much for doing this. I know you got a lot to do today, but we've enjoyed spending this time with you. Enjoy the day, and we can't wait for just a few weeks, about a month away, I guess, and we'll kick things off. So appreciate it.
Thanks, guys, for letting me be with you.
Clark Lea, Vanderbilt football coach, joining us here at SEC Media Days, presented by Brewhouse South in Cool Springs. We'll have more coming here on 102.5 The Game.
and took over. But there might have been, but I don't remember who that would have been. The backup quarterback.
Yeah, I was starting with S, I think.
Superman.
No.
Starts with an S. So swummy, slippy, slappy, Swanson?
Maybe it's on the briefcase. Look on the.
Oh, yeah, it's right here. Samsonite. I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes. That was good. That was
Very good.
our conversation earlier. Appreciate Clark Lee for joining us from SEC Media Days. It was a great week, and excited to be back in Nashville.
We are. I'm sorry, I know DVD hit on it, but the memes from the Coldplay concert
Oh,
that are out there, and somebody made a meme of Principal Skinner and Mrs. Krabappel getting caught on the camera. It's just fantastic. So good.
I saw them, and they were making babies, and then one of the babies winked at me.
Oh my gosh. Then you got Fred Flintstone and Barney's wife at a concert together up there. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, Moses. Oh, man.
Real quick, the Conference USA has put out their watch list, and 5 Blue Raiders have made it, including quarterback Nicholas Vadiato, offensive lineman Ellis Adams, defensive lineman Anthony Bynum, linebacker Parker Hughes, and kick returner Jakyle Middlebrook.
Not bad.
So congrats to them.
43 days for Middle Tennessee takes on Austin P. Home opener. You know who Austin P plays week 2, right? Remember?
Georgia.
Yeah.
That'll be something. That will be something for
Yeah.
sure. Our question of the day, in honor of TJ Watt getting his new contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who is the next Titan to get the big payday? It's a really hard question to answer because there's not an obvious choice. You said Skoronski.
Because he played so well at the end of last year.
I mean, I'll say Latham. I'll say
Okay.
JC Latham.
All right.
Couple have said Gunnar Helm, who's the tight end. So
Now, if it Gunnar Helm, and this is 4 years down the line.
yeah,
Because Trey Smith got his deal after 4 years in the league, after 21, 22, 23, and 24. The Skoronski got a little bit better in 23. Wasn't 24. I think he really came to his own. And reading all these stats and people and how he graded at the end of the season or halfway through the season on a really bad football team says a lot. So, now the emphasis now is on the offensive line for the foreseeable future. I think Skoronski's a guy that gets paid. If he keeps up this trajectory and how well he's playing, he gets paid. But other than that, there's nobody.
Wouldn't you say Roger McCreary potentially?
He's been there too long already.
Yeah, maybe. I thought about him, Nick, but
I'm talking about getting paid. Not like, hey, we got you for another year. I'm talking about getting paid like a lot of money.
so I want to take this into kind of another question that kind of builds off of this. The midday show was talking about, the patience of the fan base when it comes to a rebuild, whether it's a Predators fan or a Titans fan. The Titans are in a rebuild, whether they want to say that or not. They just drafted a quarterback, number 1 overall. We're sitting here struggling, trying to find, okay, who's the next guy that you're going to get paid? That's a rebuild.
Yep.
My question to that is, do Titans fans have the patience to wait until the new stadium is done to be good again? Because right now it kind of feels like that's a direction that they're trying to go. That, who knows what they might be this year, but they're still a ways off. So do you have 2 more years before, hey, you're competitive again and a true contender? 615-737-1025. You'll also hear some interesting comments coming up next from Gary Stokan, our interview with him about the new stadium and what it's going to bring to Nashville once it's done. It's Chasing Big Joe. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 1025 The Game. We let you go.
Yeah.
Nashville is building a new stadium.
Yeah, I tell you what,
for the
Nashville is going to be Atlanta, and all the things that we got, whether it's Super Bowl, WrestleMania. I mean, when I was at the Atlanta Sports Council and Ramsey, does a great job in Nashville. He's a good friend and first class, and he'll get it done over there. But, when we came out of the Olympics in '96, I said, we're going to make Atlanta the capital, sports capital of the world, because we're going to use all this energy and all the relationships that were built, the volunteerism, the corporate support. We had everything together for the Olympics. So when I came in '98, we went after Super Bowl, Major League Baseball All-Star Game, NBA All-Star Game, NHL All-Star Game, men's Final Four, women's Final Four, WrestleMania. Nashville, when they get the new stadium, they're going to go through that same cycle. You're going to be amazed and you guys are going to be busy because you're going to go through every major sporting. Because Nashville is a great city. Ramsey does a great job with the Sports Council over there. And, that facility, from what I understand, is going to be beautiful.
That was Gary Stokan, the president, the head of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, joining us from SEC Media Days, talking about the Titans' new stadium. And we asked the question, kind of building off what DVD had earlier today, but in our question of, who's the next Titan to get paid, how patient are you willing to be? Or are you willing to wait till the new stadium for this team to be competitive again? Because I feel like that's where it's going.
No, we don't live in that world anymore.
No,
that world's gone.
I think patience is. I think Preds fans are done being patient. I think Titans fans are done being patient. And it's like, we're ready to have a championship in this town.
Don't tell me your problems. What are you doing to fix them?
Right.
I mean, where are we? And that's a problem, man. I mean, this is frustration level. I don't think we've hit the apathy level yet, but
I don't know. I think there were points last year where you saw some apathy.
Like, it could be worse. When's the last time the Blackhawks were in the playoffs?
Yeah, right.
2017.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
right.
That's right.
So it could be worse, right? But I don't want that mindset of like, it could be worse. It could be. Tell me what you're doing
Probably
to fix
not.
it. Yeah, probably not. Tell me what you're doing to fix it. Tell me what you do for the Titans this year. Barry Trotz, how are you going to win games this year? And I think that they've answered those questions. Now we got to see it on the field. It's all about winning. Bottom line, you saw last year, the Preds added these amazing players. Awful. Was that the worst team ever been here?
I'm not going to go that far.
Point-wise. It's one of the worst three,
yeah,
right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So that's the thing. If you win games, people will come and show up. I think Titans fans want to win now. And then you need that springboard into the 27 season when the stadium opens. I don't know if you're going to get it or not. I mean, it's really a bad football team.
So I didn't pay too much attention to this, but I thought it was kind of interesting that people have done put in the Titans into the Chat GPT and do a prediction of Cam Ward's career. And I think some of them that I saw basically had him in the playoffs next year.
Like this coming year?
No, like
26?
this year's kind of the build up.
Okay.
You're seeing some promise, and then the next year, and then they're contending for a Super Bowl in the following year and everything. If that's the case, like if you show me if that team marches out this year and they go, I don't know,
9-8,
or even like if they're 7-10, but in close games, I'll sit here and go, okay, all right, I'm willing to kind of like see where you're going. And then next year they make the playoffs, and then by the time the stadium opens, like you're a true contender,
right?
I think most fans would probably sign up for that.
You've bought into that close game mentality. Don't do that, Chaser.
Well, I
don't do it.
I'll have my own opinion. Thank you very much.
I don't want close game losses. I don't.
No, but I mean, Joe, this team sucks. They're
Awful.
the worst team in the league. You have to build somewhere.
So then free agency, I come and I take 3 or 4 of your guys. You build over again. No, I got to win now.
You got to. I mean, you're gonna have to keep some guys here.
I don't want the whole. Let's build. Building's great because we talked about the Bills team. I think that the one stat, like 17 of their 22 guys were built through the draft. That's what you want.
Yeah,
you want these guys built through the draft, and hopefully now with the new GM, you can build through the draft. I don't want to start over. And I think this team goes 3-14. Callahan's gone.
Sure.
Then we're starting over again.
Yep.
Then we're back here where 2 years ago. And I don't want that. This team they're as good as the Colts or the Jags, right? Beat the Texans. I think 9-8 get you in the playoffs. Could you imagine they go 9-8 and getting squeak in the playoffs? Let it go. I mean, just have fun. Nobody
Sure.
thinks you're going to win a game. Go have fun. Go out there, because you go the other way at 3-14, you're gone. That whole staff is gone. Then they bring in who they want, and we restart over. I'd love to see this team go 9-8 or 10-7.
Well, because here's the thing: if they go 3, to your point, if they go 3-14, are we sitting here with Matt Nagy or Steve Spagnuolo as the head coach?
Not Matt Nagy. I know the relationship.
Laughing.
I know the relationship. I know the relationship between them, but Nagy and Berganti. No, we don't want that.
But I mean unless Chad Brinker says no, I want McCarthy, and overrules him. I mean, that's probably what you're going to get.
Yeah,
You're going to get two guys that failed as head coaches. Spagnuolo with the Rams, and because he was before Fisher, right?
he was
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
Terrible
So
head coach.
great coordinators.
And
Which actually, I don't know how great Nagy is because he didn't call the offense, but
didn't he have those crazy eyes when he's with was it Nagy or Case? Who's the
was
Adam
Case.
Gase? Adam Gase.
Gase,
Yeah,
yeah.
had the crazy. No, I mean, why can't you find somebody else? And I get it because we found Callahan. My thing with Callahan, he never called plays in Cincinnati,
yeah.
and you bring him
know.
here as a head coach. Why not find a defensive coordinator who could find as a head coach who could find his offense?
I mean,
guy?
if you were going to tell me you can have Nagy or Spagnuolo, I would take Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
And say, hey, he's got to go find his quarterback whisperer.
Perfect.
And then the argument's like, well, if you do that and you get the hot coordinator, he's only going to be here a couple of years, and
That's
then
fine.
he's going to go, okay, fine. That's what I mean. For the most part, that worked with Vrabel.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
I mean,
LaFleur, and then you bounce off to Art Smith.
which I didn't think LaFleur was all that impressive.
Not at all.
Art Smith was definitely the best one
He was.
that he had, but
Yeah, and Arbor's only here 2 years, so it's going to happen. You're going to lose people
As a
regardless. As a coordinator,
Yeah.
you're going to lose guys anyway down the line. But I'm telling you, man, this team has to win. 3-14 ain't getting it done. You don't want to bounce into that stadium. The Bills are opening a new stadium. It's going to be nice. That team's got all the momentum in the world.
I
to
think
get it done.
everybody's trying to open a new stadium.
Yeah, which I like at the Bills stadium. It's not a dome.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we love the cold weather. We build upon the cold weather. I think that's great. And so, but again, it's about to winning. And the thing is, people can compare moving to Nissan Stadium to moving to this stadium. 96, 97, 98, they were 8-8, right? The 98 season, they were 8-6.
Yeah.
The Oilers were. They lost to the Packers. You saw them lose to the Vikings at home at Vanderbilt. There was a lot of bounce forward on that team in 98. Do they have it now? I'm not. You need that bounce to go. There was a lot of good players in that 98 team that they had. This team is nowhere near that. Nowhere.
No. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We'll continue this discussion coming up next. Live at Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. You like this, Joe?
Yeah. We're a small town.
We used to be.
Not anymore.
No, not so much.
And
Bill,
it's funny. You think about small town. I was going through the Titans roster a minute ago. I mean, it's just on the mind of players. I know it's about the money. Who wants to come here?
right now, no one.
No one.
I think depending on what Cameron Ward does, that could change that.
Yeah, I don't know why you cut it. But again, you get paid, you go anywhere. I get all that. But I still like to win games, man. I think winning is so valuable.
Here's the thing. It's apples and oranges because it's the NFL and it's the SEC. But the Titans are in a similar situation in that, like Vandy was last year, nobody knew what Diego Pavia was going to be. Diego Pavia becomes this guy that you want to be on the team with him. You want to be on the field with him. And therefore, a lot of, Vandy is top 10 in player retention this year. These guys all stay because they wanted to play with him. If Cam Ward becomes that, then maybe it does attract more people.
Yeah. Again, win games, get people in here. And the 99 Titans and 2000 Titans really got people looking at this franchise.
Yeah.
Like, all right, what's going there in Tennessee? Because the 2000 team was loaded. 99 gets to the Super Bowl, and off of that, you get free agents. People be part of a winning culture.
But there was also a build-up, as you said.
Yeah.
Like they had 3 years of 8-8 that built up to that point.
In 3 different cities.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a lot to win in with Houston, Memphis, and getting here to Nashville. And so with this Titans team, Amy's focused on 27. Well, let's get that new stadium. Let's get that new stadium. But you want to go in there hot. I mean, you really want to go in there hot. That's why I think there'll be new jerseys.
Yep.
There'll be new logo. There'll be a whole new rebranding of this franchise when they go in 27. And I don't blame him at all.
No. And I mean, in some ways, that's what I want to see because the old look, is at the old stadium that belongs there, so still be the Titans, refresh, but, and maybe you can have a similar Oilers kind of feel, but make it modern and make it Nashville's.
Yeah.
Make it Tennessee's.
Yeah. All that.
So I'm kind of with you on that. I mean, I'm fine with the lighter blue and all of that, but, I think that should have a unique look.
Absolutely. They should do that. With everything they
but
do.
But the question remains, are the fans willing to be patient and sit through mediocrity? They can't be bad again. Like they have got to show improvement over last year. And to me, it's more than going from 3 wins to 5 wins. Like you go from like 3 to 7, 3 to 8. Okay. Then you're showing me that you're improving.
Yeah. I like that. But again, I mean, there's the opportunity here. Division's not that good, man.
No, yeah, I know. You keep saying that. And it's true.
Can you imagine to the playoffs and the buildup with Cam Ward and things are great. I know we're being very optimistic here, but there's a lot of things to do that. But at the same time, Jacksonville's trying to get better. Indianapolis trying to get better. And, of course, Houston right now is the cream of the crop. Doesn't mean much. We're talking about the NFC South.
Yeah.
With all that, I just think there's it's exciting. Camp's exciting because you don't know. We don't know anything. I'm really looking forward to the joint practices with the Buccaneers and the Falcons and to see exactly what Cam Ward can do. That tells me a lot.
Yeah.
And I go back, I said 1,000 times to 2019 where Brady came here at the Patriots and he carved up the Titans during those joint practices, carved them up. It was fascinating to watch that. And you knew, what can Cam Ward do? Is Cam Ward on that level? Can Cam Ward run that off? We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Look, we're going to find out. The thing that to your point on the division not being that good, and I'm not saying I would root against this. I mean, if they're good enough to win the division, then great. I also don't want to see them, overachieve to a point where then there'd be a letdown the next year. Similar to what the Predators did. The Predators made all these changes. They make the playoffs, kind of overachieve, and then this year was the letdown. The Titans can't afford to do that.
No, not at all. And so it's a good thing. That first game at Denver, all eyes on them. I mean, I think this is the most interesting opener for this football team
in a long time.
In a long, long time. And if Cam struggles in those practices versus the Buccaneers and Falcons, oh, man.
Then don't start him. then like to people's points, you have other guys here. Yes, you drafted him number 1 overall. You want him to play, but if he's not ready, and you're all sitting there in a room saying the kid isn't ready yet,
Okay.
don't force him in there.
If he's not ready, whose fault's that?
Okay, you're going to blame the coaches. Fine.
That's right.
But maybe, I don't know if you realize this, but some players, they go at a different pace. Maybe he just needs a little more time. You give him a few games on the bench. To me, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody acts like that's like the worst thing possible.
Every question throughout that whole week, if he doesn't start, it'll be, why aren't you starting? To the players, to the teammates, why aren't you starting?
And you know what? The answer needs to be not ready yet.
You think Amy Adams is going to think that? How do you explain this to Amy Adams? Beyond you saying
I don't know.
he's not ready.
Whoever has gotten her to stay out of the way for a little bit needs to continue to do that.
Well, he's number 1. He should be starting. Why is he starting?
He's not ready.
Well, I know
You
that.
say that,
but he's
not
number
ready.
1.
Right.
I can just see her conversation.
Sure. But if you force somebody in there that isn't ready yet, you're just going to do more harm.
Well, then you blame the coach. You're not going to blame Cam Ward.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're going to blame Callahan for not having him ready to go game 1.
Then
There'd be no excuse he should not
then
be ready.
fire him after 3 games and
God,
keep
could you
doing the
imagine?
same thing you've done over and over again.
Who Wisenhut's been the only coach they fired in season. If I remember, Chris Fisher was here from 10.
Well, Pardee.
11 through 13. I'm here.
Yeah.
Wisenhut 15. Malarkey quit after the 17 season. Yeah. God, could you imagine in season firing?
Yep.
Oh,
That was the only one.
That would be something.
And that was
else.
after 8 games, 9 games.
What were they? Because it was
Because they went to New Orleans and won.
New Orleans and 1. Were they 1-8?
Yeah,
1-7?
maybe. Something like that.
Boy, that was something. That's the last thing you want, man.
Yeah, because they won the opener against Tampa with Mariota.
Yep. And over Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
That's a great question, man. I don't know. He's got to be ready. There's
Yeah.
no excuse. He's got to be ready game 1. And then you go and you win that game versus the Broncos. You win that game. Think positive for a second. You win, man.
Yeah.
Then you
it'd be
come home
huge.
to the Rams.
It would be huge.
Nissan Stadium would be going crazy week 2 if you beat the Broncos.
100%. Coming up next, we'll talk to our man Chris Sanders more on this and the Titans. Tune into ESPN 94.9 The Fan today as the Nashville Sounds take on Indianapolis. Pregame at 6:20, the first pitch at 6:35 at First Horizon Park. Coverage also available on the Game Nashville app and at theGameNashville.com. Sounds Baseball on The Fan is presented by Twin Peaks and Family Leisure. More coming here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game on this Friday. We're at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Kitchen Notes. Appreciate them for having us here as always. We'll be back in our 9 to 11 time slot starting Monday, followed by DVD. So a little switcheroo this week with SEC Media Days and all that. Hope to have Chris Sanders join us here in just a few minutes as we try to catch up with him and talk some Titans, because this is it. This is the last weekend, and then it's training camp time.
Everything, the content will be filled with Titans. What's going on? How's Cam Ward looking? What's this guy? How's that guy? And all that. But it's league wide. I mean, everybody reports to camp this week and get it done.
Some have already reported, I think, because the Hall of Fame game is July 31st.
Is it?
Thursday, July 31st, the Chargers and the Lions in the Hall of Fame game.
Oh, God. Hall of Fame game's terrible. It's so bad.
I know. And you know what? It shouldn't be. Like, that should be celebrated. That should be a really cool thing. But it's, with it being the first preseason game, it's always bad.
It's just nobody plays. And I get it, and I understand all that. But
should they move it? Should they do it like later in the preseason where you might actually see somebody?
Maybe. I don't know. Who was it last year? The Jets, or 2 years ago, Rodgers didn't play any, and it was just so bad. So I don't know, man. It's one of those things where, I mean, it's like, oh, but it's football. You ain't watching that nonsense.
Saturday, August 9th will be the Titans at Tampa Bay.
That's 3 weeks.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
Oh, that's great. And speaking of that, that's a good point.
I actually might be at a so I'm going on a baseball trip that weekend to Minnesota. We may actually swing through Houston at the Vikings. It's on that day. Go to some of the games.
I'm like, how are you getting to Houston from Minnesota? Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Who's on the little boys trip?
Ryan Porth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Robbie going?
No, Robbie's not going.
Why do you invite Robbie?
We did. He's staying back
because he grew up.
Okay.
He said, I'm a man. He said, I'm a man now. I don't need this.
Maybe.
I'm a man.
All right. You can move on.
I don't want to. What baseball game you seeing?
The Twins and I forgot who they're playing. The Twins.
Okay. Heard it's a fun ballpark up there.
Yep.
Thanks for asking. We're good.
You were going to make a point, and then you started making fun of me. So
that's harsh, man. Easy. I want to see Cam Ward play the first half of every preseason game.
I do too. Not going to happen, but I want to see it too.
And if he gets hurt, he gets hurt.
I want to see the O-line, play as much as possible.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in the day when they had 6 preseason games, people played. Guys played games. None of this nonsense sitting out there. The game has gotten so soft, and that's a reason why these exhibition games, while he gets hurt, if you go into the mindset of a game that somebody's going to get hurt, they're probably going to get hurt. So stop talking about that. Just let them play ball. Go out there and get it done. That's it. That's all you got to do, man. I want to see him in all 3. Who is it? It's the Buccaneers, Falcons.
Yep.
What's the third one?
Vikings.
Vikings here. Yeah. So I want to see that. Let them play.
So they play the 9th, the 15th, and then the 22nd, and that's the preseason.
Okay.
And then they have the week off, and
I want to see the third. I want to see him lead the team out of the tunnel into the second half. Man, you got your number 1 pick. Prepare him for the Broncos game. Just tell him, don't run. Throw the ball away. It's okay to throw the ball in the stands.
Sure.
There's a great interview with Peyton Manning talking about his first year, and Jim Moore's like, don't be a superhero.
Yeah.
I don't care if you throw a complete pass to the guy in the 10th row.
And what did Peyton Manning do his rookie year?
Threw more interceptions than anybody rookie ever.
Yep.
And did that.
And that's the other thing. I don't have a problem if he does that. Like if Cam, is trying to make a play and he's not, just doing something stupid like Levis did last year.
Yep.
But actually like throwing it downfield and actually, they're actually letting him go into the playbook. And
right.
And he turns the ball over, then okay, learn from it.
Yep. That's the great thing. When Favre took over in 92 in Green Bay when Don Mikowski got hurt, he came in and they beat the Bengals. Boomer was a quarterback. Mikowski got hurt. Favre comes in and rallies the team in to win. And he threw interception. I remember he's talking about one of his football lives, said, you threw interception. How'd you feel? He's like, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
And him and Holmgren got on the same page. Like, all right, we know this is going to happen. We also know you're going to throw some touchdown passes and make things happen. He built him up with confidence. Mike Holmgren is one of the greatest football coaches of all time. From Bill Walsh, Andy Reid learned from Mike Holmgren. And there's a reason these guys are iconic coaches. So they built the confidence. That's Brian Callahan's main job.
Yeah.
Build the confidence in Cam Ward, and then the sky's the limit.
Was it Danny Warfield that we talked to that talked about that their starter threw 4 interceptions and he got in and threw 3?
Florida versus Kentucky in 93, which is a monumental game in the history of Florida football because they were down and got beat. But he said, you got to go in and take chances.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Monday Night Football game when Favre's father passed away in 2003.
Yeah.
He threw some terrible passes, but my goodness, he threw some beautiful passes.
Right.
And they won the game. You got to believe in your quarterback. You can't restrict your quarterback, and that's the problem.
I am the thing that I think coaches, and they do it so much nowadays, is they're overprotective. They coach scared. They're scared that the guy's going to get hurt. They're scared that the guy's going to make a mistake. And it's like, just play football.
Yeah.
Just let him. If he makes a mistake, he makes a mistake. Teach him.
But good point. But you go back to look Will Levis's mistake versus
Sure.
the Bears.
Sure.
I would have much rather Will Levis thrown a 130-mile fastball into the Bears' head instead of that flip
Yeah.
interception.
100%.
Because then that's just stupidity. There are errors, there are mistakes, and there are stupidity. And Will Levis hit all 3 categories. That's why he's not the starting quarterback, why he will never be a starting quarterback in the National Football League. You can't do stupid things.
Well, because he did it that time. They gave him the benefit of the doubt of like, hey, don't do it again. Here's what you did wrong. Tried to teach him. And then he kept making those mistakes. And so they benched him. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
right.
I don't care if you make a mistake.
No.
You learn from those. If you keep making the same one, though, and not learning from it, then you got a problem.
Then he comes back here in week 2 versus the Jets and scribbled or pushed the ball out to Tajay Spears. Just stupidity plays. We're tired of that. Make a mistake. The coach always told me, high school, college, all those. If you're going to make a mistake, 100%. If you're going to make a mistake, make a mistake.
Sure.
Give me everything you got. Stupidity is not allowed. That's what Will Levis was. So with Cam Ward, unleash him. Let him go. And I guarantee you, 99% of the people on the text line, Titans fans, will agree the same way. Let him go. Here you go, man. Make it happen. He did it in Incarnate Word. He did it in Washington State. He did it last year in Miami. 3 different systems, 3 different cities, 3 different head coaches. Let him. He can make it happen. Let him go. Let's see what he can do.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com as the Titans get ready for training camp coming up next week. Do you think they're going to – I haven't even looked to see like who's still out there and available, but I mean, what positions do they need to work on still?
How much longer we got in the show? Who are you going to add now? Why hasn't somebody already been added to a team? You're not going to add
Well, because,
anything.
they're probably asking for too much.
Yeah. So you go to camp with what you got, and let's roll with it. Let's believe in the guys you got there. You brought them in. You brought them in for a reason. Let's see and let's go. There are a lot of holes. There's a lot of competition for this football team that I had in 2025 for the Titans. Let them go and fight for this. Let them fight for the competition and see what you got. There's some pieces in. Later, Skoronski. I think Gunnar Helm, it could be a hell of a tight end out of Texas. Good job there. Can Ridley show us what he did in Jacksonville? There were moments Ridley was really good.
Ridley was, I think, towards the end of last year when they got him involved more, Ridley was good.
Yeah,
he was
right.
over 1,000 yards. Build off of that.
Tyler Lockett.
Same thing.
Now you get experience.
And then you need one of these guys, whether it's, DK or Jefferson, Restrepo, whoever, you need one of those guys, one of the rookies to do something.
That's it. Yeah, pretty good team.
And I'm not saying go for 1,000 yards or whatever, but be productive.
Pollard's good.
Yep.
I think Pollard's a top 10 running back in the National Football League. And then, if the guy at right tackle, I always get his name wrong. Was it Ben Jones Jr., who the guy they signed from the Steelers? What's his name, Dr. Crane, the right tackle they got? Roy Moore?
Dan
Moore
Jr.
Dan Moore Jr., DMJ. There we go. I got it now.
Buongiorno today.
They get Dan Moore Jr. over there.
I just can't wait to get him on the show, Dr. Crane, and he sits down and Joe goes, we're joined by Ricky Connick Jr. here.
I'm going to say we're down by Dan
Harry
Monjuro.
Connick Jr., whatever. his name
Speaking
is.
of Monjuro, I got to get that refilled today. Anyway, I need to make a note of that. But no, you got some pieces now. So you know what's happening and go forward and do it. It's just that I think we should unleash and make that the thing. Cam Ward, go make mistakes. Go win games. Go have fun. What did he say when he made the pass at Combine in Miami? When he rolled out the bootleg to the left, he threw the ball down the field, and Borgonzi's there, Brinker's there, and Callahan's there. He said something like, I'm your man now, or whatever he said. I was like, yeah, I like that.
He said I solidified the first pick
Yeah.
overall. Yeah.
There we go. Do it, man. Have the confidence. I want a cocky quarterback. I don't want a Mariota coming in here. I don't want that. The Pavia comment. What happens when everything goes to hell? And Pavia says, remember, you got me. When he told the 10 guys on offense, you got me. I heard that. I'm like, yes, that's what I want to hear from a quarterback. Not like, oh, man, we got to learn better and watch better and get better film. I don't want to hear that nonsense.
Play better, coach better.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, hell yeah, we're going to go out there. That's what made Brady so good. He believed when he got out there he was going to make it happen. Tom Brady he had one elite receiver in his entire career. Damn good one, but he was only there like 3 years. That was Randy Moss. Brady believed in his guys. I like that. That's what Cam Ward could do, man.
Coming up next, I believe we will have Chris Sanders, Forever Titans wide receiver, join us on the program. It's Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, where we are today, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, The Game, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel here at Kitchen Notes, and we say hello to forever Titans wide receiver Chris Sanders, who is on the line with us. Chris, we've been talking so much SEC football this week that it's good to talk a little Titans. Yeah, we've been at SEC Media Days.
What about the Big Ten, man? Come on, we need the Big Ten in this area. What are we doing?
Yeah, we're good. We're okay. I will tell you this: have you been to the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta?
No, I heard it's off the chain, man. I heard it's a beautiful sight.
It's so cool. I'll send you a picture that I took of. They have Ohio State in the Ohio State, since they won the Natty this year. They have like a big thing for them, but they have when you walk in, every helmet of every college program, a 4-year program in America hanging up there. I mean, it's fantastic.
That is cool, man. I bet you it is a sight. See, we have to go out and check it out one day. Thanks for the invite, man. Appreciate you.
Well, we'll get you down there. Don't worry. So next week, the vacation's over, man. Training camp gets underway. What do you look for from Cam Ward in the first week or two of training camp? What do you want to see from him?
Just progression. I mean, I want to see him keep developing, because when I went to go watch him maybe about 4 or 5 weeks ago, he looked very comfortable. He's making right decisions. And here's the thing that I love about the whole situation is the offense and the defense trust him. So now going forward, I want to see him develop, because now the pads are coming on. And now, when you get into the preseason games, they're going to be blitzing you, and you're actually going to get hit in the face. So, when it gets physical, I want to see how he's going to respond. But just watching what I'm seeing, he looks like a guy that's a veteran guy. I'm not saying he's there yet. I don't want nobody to get mad and say he's there yet. But I just think that he's making great, great progress because of what I saw in camp.
I'm excited about watching these rookie receivers, battle in training camp, because I just said to Joe in the last segment, you want Ridley to build off what he did last year. You're hoping Lockett can come in here and give you a little production as a veteran. One of those young receivers needs to be in the fold, though, if not two.
And I think it's going to be Restrepo. I really do. And I know Jared hates it when I say that. I know you got the young two guys that are really doing good. They're going to play because they're going to be on the perimeter playing the X and Z. But when you're talking about a slot guy, a guy that can keep the chains moving, a guy that can make those tough catches in those choice routes that he can run really, really good. So I just think that he is going to be the factor of actually making his team. Why? Because, number one, he's a great route runner, and also your quarterback trusts him. I think some of our guys that are going to be out, I think Colton Dowell is going to be out. I think Jaquan Jackson is going to be gone. And it's just going to be a sight to see, because you have so many receivers that can play football.
Chris Sanders is with us on the Chasing Big Joe show live from the Omni Nashville Hotel. Dr. Crane, hit it.
Oh, man. Oh, my. Yeah.
Get it?
Oh, my gosh. Hey.
There's your walk-up song this week, baby.
Yeah. Hey.
That'll get you going, right? Yeah. Good job on that.
Hey, the funny part about it, that's me and my wife's favorite song. We were listening to it the other day.
Really?
We were jamming in a convertible, man, just because that's our favorite song. That's why I'm laughing so hard. And it's funny.
That song is like 37 years old, too. It's crazy,
37. Man. I had a bad haircut and I had on some MC Hammer pants. That's how long it was ago.
Is it parachute pants?
Let me ask you this.
Absolutely.
So when the guys show up Tuesday, they have the old conditioning test. And it's something when you do it by yourself, when you're at some high school. But when you're doing it and there's a Steve Watterson or the strength coach I would think, when I had to do it in college, I was in shape, believe it or not. I was scared to death. How do you get past that? Because that's the first big thing that you're doing on the team.
Yeah, it is. Because the thing about it's funny, because when I was at Ohio State, we would do 6 and 7 at a time, and our conditioning test was only 4. But why is everybody scared when we say conditioning test? Because the pressure sets in. You got guys that have been running them all summer. You got guys that have been consistently doing it. But why are they failing the test? The reason why they're failing the test is because there's so much pressure.
Yeah, no, you're right. I saw guys who were in great shape, couldn't handle it, fell off after halfway through because they couldn't handle it. Conditioning test scares the daylights out of everybody.
It does, because the thing about it is, even when I was running them with Eddie George and Joey Galloway, we were crushing them in the summertime. And there was times in the summertime we were running like actually 7 and 8 and actually 10. But when the strength and conditioning coach said test. It's the weirdest thing. the guys that actually thought they were going to pass were failing it. But here's the thing that went along with it, that if you don't pass it, you have to continuously do it until you pass it. So I think that's the reason why guys were nervous.
Is it different? I know when you go through mini camps and OTAs, you know, that's one thing you feel like, all right, I know where the bathroom is. I know where the position coach room is. But when they enter Tuesday, now it's real. Is there a completely different feeling?
Ooh. Hey, Big Joe, you just said it. It is a different feeling. When I say a different feeling, it means that every play counts. I mean, when you're in OTAs, you're like, yeah, okay, you can do a job. But then there's a situation to where if you don't make a play, you could potentially be losing a job or potentially be gone. So, you know, it's just, how can I say it? It's kind of like this quote that I say, pressure bust pipes. It's just so many pressures because there's a lot of guys that are vying for a lot of positions. And if you don't make the plays, you have the potential to be gone. So it's just a different type of pressure.
Were you, and I use this word in a very broad brush, were you struck when you walked in 95 with the Oilers, meaning these are guys you saw on Sunday from your little dorm room in Columbus, and now they're right next to you? I would have been.
It was weird. I mean, I had some wild encounters. I met Haywood Jeffries, and then I met Webster Slaughter. You had Given, them guys that were there, then all of a sudden they got cut. One of those guys got cut. But just seeing the guys that you saw on TV, seeing the guys that you admire, like a Bruce Matthews and different guys like that, it was a kind of surreal thing because when you walk in the locker room, you know, you're afraid to talk to them because they're stars on the football field. So, man, it's a great experience. But, man, just being in that locker room with those guys was absolutely amazing.
Chris Sanders is with us on the Chase and Big Joe show. You know, something that I guess I've never really done the math in my head because I was told there'd be no math and really thought about. But if a guy gets hurt, I heard Jared say this the other day, if a guy gets hurt and misses like 2 weeks of training camp, how detrimental that can be because of the number of plays. Like, think about how many plays he's probably going to miss in reps that he's going to miss. I know you can't help it. It's a violent sport. But is that something that a player thinks about of like, hey, I got to take care of myself and make it through this?
Yes, but you know what, Big Chase, it all depends on who you are. I mean, when you're like a Restrepo or a guy that didn't get drafted, or you got a Colton Dowd that got drafted in the 7th round, I mean, every play counts, every rep counts. And if you're not available, they're going to get you out of here. But if you say like you're a Jeffrey Simmons and you're out for 2 weeks, you already know you're going to make the team. But when you have a situation to where you got 1,000 wide receivers and every play counts, if you're sitting out for 2 weeks and you got a hamstring or a situation with your knee, they're going to look past you out because you're not available. And that's how pressure-filled this thing is, because you got to understand there's only 53 guys that's on a roster, and I think they have, I can't remember, I think about 7 or 8 that are on, practice squad. So you better believe with 13 wide receivers and a lot of defensive backs and a lot of linemen and a lot of running backs, every play counts. And if you're sitting on the sidelines, you can change your jersey number real quick and you can actually be out of there.
Chris Sanders, forever Titans wide receiver, is with us.
All right, so we've talked a lot about Cam Ward. You know, practice starts next week, Chris, and I've told Chase I want to see him. I want to see him first team all the way to the Broncos game. And the question came up, Chris, if he doesn't start the Broncos game and he's not ready, when we perceive he's not ready, who's to blame for that?
I don't think you really put blame on him, because I think there's going to be a little grace period to where everybody's going to say he's a rookie, but you got to expect him to play because everybody's talking about what he did in camp. I'm even saying it. And if he's sitting on the sidelines, that's tough. I think you got to blame the general manager, man. You got to blame him because he's a guy that made the pick. He's a guy that said he's our guy. There's a situation to where there's in the draft to where the Giants offered him a big old deal, and you said he's our guy. We're not even bothering that. So if he doesn't come out and doesn't play right away, then it's going to be a black eye on the general manager.
Absolutely, and I think Callahan gets a little culpability too. I mean, he's your guy. But here's the deal, Chris. I think those joint practices with the Buccaneers and the Falcons are just so important to see how Cam Ward can handle. It's great when you're running over Georgia Tech and Florida State in the ACC, but are you going to do that with Tampa Bay and Atlanta? I don't know.
Well, hey, it's a whole different ball game. There's going to be fights. There's going to be guys yelling at each other, and those guys are going to try to take your head off. So, listen, if this guy can handle this type of pressure in those type of practices, in those type of things, then he's going to be ready, for the season. Because the situation is like this: a coach is supposed to put a player in the best position to succeed. So why not throw him to the fire and put him starting and going against Tampa Bay and going against the great defenses? So if he shines like that and overcomes the pressure in the fire, then you got something. Because when he goes to Denver, Colorado, he's going to be all right. Why? Because he's been tried in the fire.
All right, you played in preseason games in '95. When you played it, but when you started in a real game, how much different was that than what you just battled in the preseason?
Yeah, the preseason was tough still because you got to remember when I was practicing against Chris Dishman, Marcus Robertson, and then we scrimmaged against Dallas Cowboys where you can hit in practice, and then we went against the Washington Redskins. That was physical. That was taxing. People were getting, in the fights and all those things, and I was prepared. So now when we played the Cincinnati Bengals the first game, I was actually prepared because why? I was positioning myself to where, okay, you know what? Even though this is my first game and I understand the speed, I already did that in practice, so I was prepared when the situation is at hand.
He is Chris Sanders, Forever Titans wide receiver, joining us here on the program. Chris, it's next week. We'll see you out at camp.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all take care.
Absolutely. Chris Sanders joining us here on the program, and I guess the Big Red will probably be having camp soon too.
They already started.
Or they have. Okay.
Yeah. The dead period ended a week ago Monday. So I think they were just like helmets. I think next week they put the pads on.
Yeah. It's high school football.
Love it.
I believe they're out in Bell Buckle, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? Is that where he's at?
No, I think that's where a lot of those, teams in high school, especially when I was in high school, we went to, I think, Kentucky Wesleyan with Rector. And
Did you?
Yeah.
We went 1 year. I thought it was a waste of time.
We did. It's funny. Our friends that are here that were like, have you ever been to Waynesboro? I guess that was basketball. We did a camp in Waynesboro, but we used to go to Camp Christian, which was past Dixon. And
I thought you were going to say something else. Camp Krusty.
Oh, no, we did not go to Camp Krusty. We went to Camp Christian. And what was funny is like it was this summer camp that the sun was always over the football field. It was
right?
perfect.
How does that work out like that?
It could be raining around everywhere else, but right over the football field. It was.
Were you there the whole week or 4 days or 3 days?
Yeah, we were there all week. We'd go on like Sunday and come back Friday or Saturday.
I get it, man, but it's just a waste of time. Kids get homesick. Food sucks. All that. Now, we're going to make you a man out of it. No, I just want to get better at football.
Yeah, I know. I didn't need the bonding and all that stuff. So, but that's what it was. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel here at Kitchen Notes, and have more coming here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Jay Giles Band bringing us in on this Friday. Dr. Crane is back at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios. Home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, or the Buzz is always about great service. And, of course, we're at the Omni Hotel at Kitchen Notes, proud sponsor of this here radio program. And enjoying our time here at Kitchen Notes in our little room.
We've been at the Omni basically all week.
Yeah,
Atlanta.
and
And now
this one.
here.
Yeah, so it's been fun. Chris Sanders, appreciate him for joining us. And again, we'll have training camp coverage starting next week. Cannot believe it is here.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was like, who was the last game they played last year? The Titans?
Oh, I've tried to put that out of my head.
Last January, was it the Jags or the
Houston?
it's one of those? Yeah,
yeah.
it's like, oh, we'll see what happens now. Now it's here. I mean, now it's here. And to get ready, as they say, the hay's in the barn. If you're not in shape yet, oh well.
I mean, week 1 of the NFL, you got the Thursday game, Cowboys, Eagles, the Friday game, and is that what, in Brazil? The Chiefs and Chargers. And then, as they say, live action.
It's on. Yeah, which we love, man. Think about it. You go through, so like with NFL, all right, I know they get the Super Bowl, but the season ends in early January. So it's all January, February, March, April, May, June, July. I mean, so you wait forever. It's something else.
I remember now what I was going to talk. I had this thing in my head, and I was like, "Oh, let's talk about this next." And then I couldn't remember what it was, and now I did. About an hour ago, Justin in Hopkinsville texted, "Maybe Kentucky will fire Stoops, and we get Clark Lee." And I laughed at that. But let's say Vandy does have another good year. Now, I don't think he has any. I don't think he wants to leave. I think this is where he wants to be. This is home.
Yep.
But the stock for him is going to be high, right? I mean, there are going to be teams calling because, I mean, you look at what he did at Notre Dame as a defensive coordinator, and now last year at Vanderbilt as the head coach. I mean, I do think that that's something that, again, if you continue to have success, and that's a good problem to have, Vanderbilt's going to have to be prepared for.
He's a Vandy guy through and through.
Yeah.
So if he has another good year, they're going to lock him up for a long time.
Sure.
Franklin was not a Vandy guy.
No,
he was a springboard guy.
It was a springboard guy, but you know what? He needed Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt needed him at that point in time.
They sure did. That was his opportunity coming from Maryland as a coach in waiting. And he had, I think, Vandy goes 7-5 into the ball game. You lock Clark up even longer. He knows. You can bring a coach in. They brought in that awful Rod Dowhauer in the 90s. He don't know how Vanderbilt works.
Yeah.
Bobby Johnson a little bit did. Bobby's okay.
Bobby Johnson did. I think Bobby Johnson did. I mean, he played the game the best he could. You know, the athletic again, and Clark kind of said this, that there's now an internal buy-in, maybe more so than there was before. And I mean that no disrespect to David Williams, the late David Williams. I think he had the buy-in. He did as much as he could, but it was the chancellor and people around him that it took time. And now they have that. You look at the stadium, you look at the practice facilities and everything that they have. So again, it's a good problem to have that, you know, people are talking about your quarterback, and if you have success, that other schools want your head coach.
We bang on Franklin quite a bit, but he shook that campus to the core.
Yeah.
He's like, here's what you're doing wrong. Why you ain't competing? And 3 and 4 wins. If you're going to play, you got to play this game. I mean, he's responsible for the indoor facility over there. They had no indoor facility before James Franklin. He was responsible because winning begats winning, begats winning, begats winning. Everything comes off of that. So he got the indoor facility. You know, and Mason won some big games from 14 to 20 as well. And now Clark with the success he had last year. You know, we were going to last year. We sat on the show and said, that's a 2-win team.
Yep.
They might get 3 wins.
Yep.
And remember, we told Kevin Ingram after the Alabama game to please go apologize to Clark Lee.
Sure.
Because we're stupid.
Because I remember we also said, I hope I'm wrong.
Yep.
And guess what? We were wrong. And I was happy to be wrong.
Yeah, that's right. So I think Clark Lee's a Vandy guy. He's from here. He knows it. I mean, where did he bounce to? Mississippi State? You want to go down there and do that? No, I wouldn't go there. Kentucky.
I've told you who's going to be at Mississippi State.
Who's that?
Jimbo. I think Jimbo. I think if they were smart, they would have brought Dan Mullen back, but they didn't do that, and now he seems happy at UNLV, kind of out of the spotlight a little bit. But
it'd be good.
Jimbo looking for a reclamation project. He knows that league. I'm sure he recruited some out of Mississippi when he was at A&M. He'd be all right.
Yeah, and he'll get back in because they all want to. What Kiffin and Tom Herman, they all go to AAU or the Sun Belt school, and where it's not the pressure's not on. Then he bounce off of that, but I don't know, maybe Arkansas, something.
Yep. Arkansas could be possible.
Get him back
that one
in
will
there.
be open.
God, I feel sorry for whatever school hires him.
I think next year there were no jobs open after last season. I think this year Arkansas, Mississippi State, Auburn could be.
Maybe
Auburn's kind of 50-50. But
I mean, then on the
Kentucky,
list,
maybe
Florida. He goes 5-7.
Yeah.
See ya.
Oh yeah, he's out.
Mike Henry helping move out of town on that one if you go 5-7.
Look, if South Carolina goes the wrong way, he's out too. I think.
It'd be really bad. You get the best. You get perceived the best quarterback.
Sure, and
in the
that's
SEC.
why I think it could happen. That if they completely screw it up and go the wrong way, then he's gone.
What about if Venables does terrible and they come calling for Heupel?
Ooh.
Everybody loves to go home, and him and Stoops can make up and say, "Hey, I'm sorry. Here's the whole team. You do whatever you want. You hire your GM, run it. I'll stay out of the way. You call me. You can't." Thomas Wolfe says you can never go home again, Chase.
That would be interesting.
Did Thomas Wolfe ever go home? We don't know. It's in the book.
No, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thomas Wolfe wrote a book called "You Can Never Go Home Again."
Oh, okay.
And then so,
gosh, I like it's too early to play these what ifs, but it's not crazy to think about.
No.
But here's the difference. If that happened, Tennessee is a much better job than it was 6-7 years ago.
Yeah. Here's two words why Heupel doesn't go back to Oklahoma. What's his name?
Bob Stoops.
No, who's the coach? Scott Frost? Who's the U.S.?
Oh yeah, the UCF.
Yeah.
Yeah. That went
I
back
lost
to
his
UCF.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that went to Nebraska.
He had it made at UCF.
What did he say? He was at there was some media event.
Is he back at UCF?
Yes.
Malzahn left.
Yeah, he said. Somebody said, "What did you learn?" And he said, "Quote: Don't take the wrong job." And that's what he did.
But I get you're like, all right, we had success here. You're the prodigal son returning home, and
he refers to his experience at Nebraska, where he admits he made a mistake taking the head coaching position. He now acknowledges that he was swayed by emotion and the allure of coaching his alma mater rather than making a logical decision based on fit and potential for success, according to Sports Illustrated. The realization has led him to return to UCF, where he feels happier and more aligned with his coaching goals.
that's the same speech you're going to give us when you take a job at Toys R Us.
Toys R Us is gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. We all had to grow up.
Oh, I thought they came back in some shape, form, or fashion.
They might be on the web, but the store's closed. Like, don't you remember like Jeffrey just like wandering off?
That's right. I need to get out more. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man.
Coming up next, we will tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. Put a bow on this week. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. This isn't just a concert, it's a cause. Trintex Rock the Cradle helps give fragile newborns a stronger start and keeps moms close when it matters most. With Tim McGraw live on stage and your support behind every beat, Ascension St. Thomas is turning music into healing. Tickets are on sale now at rockthecradlenashville.org. Chasing Big Joe live at the Omni Nashville Hotel here at Kitchen Notes, and appreciate them for having us this week. We've enjoyed doing the 3-hour afternoon version of the Chasing Big Joe show. We'll be back 9 to 11 on Monday with DVD following us. So
Back to normal.
back to normal.
We
So-
will not be here Monday, though.
No, we will not. That is actually true. It will be Dr. Crane and Mr. Speaker Connor Newt.
Love those guys.
So looking forward to
handsome
that.
guys.
I have to go to meetings, so I'm not taking more vacation. I'm going to meetings.
You're actually working.
Yeah,
I am
I
not
am.
working, but
No.
yeah, you're working.
You are working because you're going to see the grandbaby.
I am.
She will put you to work.
She will. And
She
I'll
will look
say-
at you and say, "Granddaddy, go pick that up." And you'll
yes,
say, "Yes,
ma'am.
yes, sweetheart."
Right on it. Give me a second.
Granddaddy, go run out in traffic. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you want.
need, honey.
With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays. It's brought to you by Jarrett Companies, Inc. All of your commercial construction needs under one roof. JarrettCompaniesInc.com, above and beyond industry standards.
All right, fellas. First on the list, another short list. Don't know why they're all short this week, but they're just that way. Insurance Nerd Day is today, so shout out to those nerds that do insurance. Thank you. National Caviar Day, if you like
Ooh.
caviar. Not
Caviar.
an eggs guy. National Sour Candy Day. If you like sour candy, eat some of that. Stay away from the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. Not sour candy, but I've heard it puts your stomach in a spin cycle. Nelson,
I love your commentary on all of these, by the way.
hey, if you want a good read, go over to Amazon and just read the descriptions of the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
great. There goes our Haribo endorsement deal that
Yep,
we were working
thanks
on.
for that.
Well,
Sorry,
about
Les.
that. Yeah. Nelson Mandela International Day is today. And the last two we have here is World Listening Day for those that listen to the radio, and Perfect Family Day, which is pretty difficult
Doesn't
to find.
exist.
Does that
Yep.
exist? I was gonna say.
Tell you that right now, does not exist. If they had dysfunctional family day, we'd all raise our hands. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You have to get these within 2 years. It's funny, on the way back from Atlanta, Chase and I listened on the app, 1025 The Game, which is a great app, celebrity birthdays, and watching our reaction to hearing us, it was cringy, right?
Oh, it's funny. We heard it twice, actually.
We did. Then you turn that
One-
music down.
One edited, one unedited. It's great.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Here we go. First birthday, Barbara Streisand's husband, James Brolin. How old is James Brolin?
78.
84.
85. Dr. Crane knows all about Babs. 1-0. Next up is actress Margot Martindale. If you see her face, she's in a million movies. I think she was in The Leftovers, a few other movies. She might have been on 2.5 Men. That might be the other girl that died. I don't know.
64.
67.
74. Sorry about that. Actress Elizabeth McGovern. She's in some of those really funny, the Kevin Bacon movie back in the late 80s. Was she in About Last Night with Demi Moore and Rob Lowe? Maybe.
66.
61.
64. Tied at 1. All right, I like this. This is a very bad picture of Vin Diesel. He looks like Diesel. Vin Diesel. How old's Vin Diesel?
51.
55.
58. This picture of Vin Diesel looks like he ate Joe Rogan. Look, does that even look like
He ate Joe Rogan.
looks like he ate Joe.
Danny DeVito.
He does. Danny DeVito was 5 feet tall. All right, let's keep going down here. It's now 1-1. Let's go get a few more here. Well, computer's working overtime today getting this done. Don't know who that is. She's on that. Actress. Come on, computer. Actress Kristen Bell.
Oh.
She's married to old Dax Shepard.
Kristen Bell, I'm going to say 38.
39.
45.
Dang.
Actress Priyanka Chopra Jonas. She's married to one of the Jonas brothers. And I'm sure I said her name correctly. Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
37.
I'm going to go 43.
43 exactly.
Dang.
Dr. Crane knows his Jonas Brothers.
I know you do.
Singer Dion. Did he sing Run, Run, Run Away? Is that
I
him?
don't know.
Run,
I
Run.
don't know.
Dion. Not Deion Sanders. Dion.
58.
61.
86. Singer Martha Reeves of Martha and the Vandals.
77.
81.
84. The best musician currently on planet Earth, bluegrass singer Ricky Skaggs. How old's Ricky Skaggs?
74.
81.
71. Actress Anne Marie Johnson. She was on That's So Raven, also in the show The Heat of the Night.
63.
61.
65. 3-2. Dr. Crane. Talk show host, actress Wendy Williams.
58.
61.
61 exactly. Dr.
Jeez.
Crane's up 5-2. Rapper MIA.
56.
41.
50. Singer Ryan Cabrera.
Married to WWE superstar Alexa Bliss.
Is he?
Yep.
Nice. You should get this.
47.
45.
43. Dr. Crane bouncing off what Chase said. 6-2. Killing it right there, Dr. All right, now we got five sports birthdays. Olympic skater, she won a gold. Right.
86.
91.
90. Dr. Crane's up 7-2. Joe Torre.
Because
They said it the other night.
I know. I just looked at this. 84.
86.
85. That's a push. Down to our last three. Chase, you still got a chance, Bubba. Nick Faldo, the golfer.
78.
71.
68. Now you're back. Well, it's 7-2. Right? We can still fight hard, though. Deion Branch, former Patriots receiver, Super Bowl champion.
Louisville. 49.
51.
46. Our final birthday, we talked about him this week. Penny Hardaway. Chase, how old's Penny Hardaway?
52.
56.
Gosh, 54, another push. Doesn't matter, though. Dr. Crane wins 7-2. Well done, Dr. Crane.
Good job,
Thank you
Dr.
very
Crane.
much. You wanted to stick with the
Congratulations.
ones today, you know?
Yeah, that's,
all right.
that's fine.
You got double. You almost got Tinley.
That is going to do it for us. Appreciate all of you for listening. Again, we're back at it at 9 o'clock on Monday. Jake and D-Mace coming up next.
We love it to our guys out there. We love with the message of talking to you guys, and those guys have reached out to us over the last year and a half. Thank you. We love you. We know you've gone through something. We ask that you please talk to somebody. Please talk to someone on your cell phone. You can call or text 988. We said it yesterday. I'll say it every single day. It is harsh, but I don't care. I'd rather listen to your story than go to your funeral. I'll say it again. I'd rather listen to your story than go to your funeral. No, we love you. You are here for a reason. God has you on this earth for a reason. Our world is a better place because you are here. Please live for the present. Don't worry about what's happening down the road. Live for now. We love you. More importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. Jake and D-Mace in for Jared coming up next here on 102.5 The Game.